losing track of like scheduling here.
I actually had him on about a year ago, which was really cool. He came on for the show.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I remember. All right, I'm gonna start it up now. You guys ready?
Okay.
There we go.
Ready, set,
let's go. Let's go. Oh, Rick has the dance moves.
Oh my God, he has been watching this.
Oh yeah.
And we are live. Hi everyone, I am Nick.
And I'm Maria.
And today, our special guest is
Rick. All bricks count.
All bricks count. Because
Shazam.
All bricks count. I love it.
Shazam.
And they do count. Look, I got them all up around me.
Wow. Great setup.
Yeah.
All bricks count. So, welcome everyone to Full of Bricks Season 4, Episode 49. And today is December 22nd, 2023.
It's like Christmas Eve.
It is,
Yeah.
we'll call this our Christmas episode because
I have been.
we are, it's still on.
Yeah, I'm the whole show.
You're the whole show.
I mean, you are the whole show.
So we're garbed in our Christmas. I am good Santa.
Oh, and I am not so good Santa.
She's like,
but I like my colors better.
bad Santa. She has the evil axe.
Murder!
love
I have
that
I have the candy cane.
I thought I was gonna wear my Krampus.
Maria
I love
has
my
her
Krampus
axe.
jersey.
Last year you wore the Krampus.
Yeah. You know.
So I did look to see if I had some sort of Christmas shirt, and I thought at least I had something Grinchy. I have pajamas, and I wasn't going to do that.
It wasn't gonna be a pajama kind of.
I wasn't. I give my daughter grief and my wife grief because they don't have a problem wearing them and going out. Like they'll go down to the car and like, no, I won't do that. No.
You didn't want to wear the onesie.
Oh,
I mean, we were
I
all-
don't have a onesie, but
we were all Grinchy at work. We're very thematic. I work in a radiation therapy department at the regional cancer center here, and we try to make it very Christmassy. So in my part of that department, we did the whole, I always call ourselves like the mean planners. So we chose the Grinch as our spirit,
As your theme.
as our spirit Christmas spirit.
I love the Grinch.
I love the Grinch too. I mean, it's such a
I love
great
the
story. I grew up-
cartoon. I love Jim Carrey in the live action movie.
Yep. And there's so many toys and other kitschy stuff that always can go with the Grinch over the years, So
The Grinch is classic.
yeah.
We do have someone in the chat right now. We have JB Awesome who says,
JB Awesome.
Rick.
Yeah. Oh, I spam your show everywhere, so
Nice.
some of my peeps will be dropping by, I'm sure.
Thanks so much. Well, let's get to the
Are we
first
gonna
bit.
dive into our first segment, which is
Just play that music all night.
getting to know All Bricks Count.
Awesome.
So All Bricks Count is his name because all bricks count, right? You're into
Yeah.
the alternative bricks.
Well, it didn't start that way.
Mm.
So here's where it started. 2012, not to go too far back, but 2012, one of my childhood friends, we had reconnected, and he got me one present, a Lego Star Wars TIE Fighter. He knew I liked Star Wars,
Mhm.
and he remembered back in kindergarten that, I was into the Lego because we had Lego in the Toronto school system. And he bought me that one set. Well, that one set, I loved it. And then I bought the matching X-Wing from the same year. And then that just blossomed into, well, I got to buy all the X-Wings, all the TIE Fighters. Then it became, well, let's get all the UCS sets. My UCS collection, I'm shy maybe 3 sets.
Of all of them.
Yeah.
What,
now,
what year
how
did
many
they
have
start?
I think I want to say like 1999 or 2001 era. I haven't built them all, And actually, I
Yeah.
think I sent Nick a photo where I put a lot of my sets into storage recently, just because this studio here, it's actually very deceiving because I've been telling people for years there's 300 plus sets in the backlog, stuff I haven't built. I built, 80 sets this year
Yeah.
since January, mostly car sets this year because it was easier to focus on a theme despite the manufacturers. But going back to 2012, it was Lego, Lego, Lego until about 2016. And then I kind of got burned out because as cool as Lego was, okay, there's Star Wars and there was City, but I wasn't into City. And a few of the other
Where's
themes weren't reaching out. And I
Marvel?
wasn't a Technic guy. And it's like, and I wasn't even touching the Marvel stuff, the superhero stuff. And it's like, but I wanted to do tanks. Very specifically, I wanted to make tanks.
Yeah, but Lego doesn't do the tanks.
Lego won't do the war stuff. And it's like, what
Yeah.
am I going to do? So then I discovered Kazi and a few other import
Kazi?
names. Kazi,
Oh,
yeah. Kazi. They were one of them. And then Kazi, Kobe, Xingbao that came later. About 9 different manufacturers of decent. Well, the builds were beautiful. Now the quality of the bricks ranged from trash and burn to Lego quality, where even there's no sprue marks. It's polished bricks, beautiful.
So which ones were similar to Lego in terms of best quality of these alternate bricks that you delved into?
Going through the military stuff, Zhengbao, which kind of grew out of the Lepin Lili crash and burn when they got torn down. Xingbao was one of the Hydra heads that came out of that, but they had both what I would call a legit arm and a less legit arm. They were still doing, not under the Xingbao name, but under other names. They were doing 1-to-1 copies of Lego sets, and then Xingbao was their Across the Battlefield series, which is original licensed or at least original sets that they were acquiring and selling. And they did some great stuff. And then they picked up some car sets from Fabir Abu. I can't remember his full name, but he makes a lot of these beautiful car mocks working backwards from Lego's Creator series, the $200. So he makes those sets, and then he makes these incredible rebrickable instruction sets he puts out there. Like the Mustang, he did like 12 sets, 16 sets that you can make from that one set. I mean, that's where rebrickable can be amazing. Picking up $5 and $15 instructions, taking something that exists and going nuts with it. But when it comes to buying stuff from the manufacturers, other stuff that came along like Mega Blocks, Mega Constructs, the 2012 to 2016 crossover era when Mattel was buying them out. 2014 wasn't so great. 15 wasn't bad. 16 was kind of the beginning of the new era for that company. They had retooled all their molds and everything got better.
I heard they got better because when we started getting Mega Blocks back then,
MCX and Mega Constructs was definitely the beginning of everything that's been good for the last 7-8 years.
Harold keeps telling us.
But 2014 and before, like even it goes say 2006, horrible. I would literally build Halo sets from 2008, 2010, and the parts I would say would commit suicide. You put them on, and you put the set down, and the part would jump off because the clutch quality and tolerances were way off.
There. Yeah.
And it was just like, you put it back on. I'd be on a live stream, and you just sit there. It's like,
I think I remember stuff like
jumping beans,
like a 1x2 brick. You put it on, and it's so tight that it would just
and it was either one way or the other. And it seemed like Mega at the time was suffering what some of the import names are still suffering from, where they'll come up with a design, either buy, borrow, or steal, and then they'll go and source from different manufacturers, get these parts, 1x2s here and bricks here and plates here and tiles here. And that is a great business model until you actually start trying to put these together. And even tonight, like I was building Gizmo, right?
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah.
And he's
Is that
not bad.
Mega
No,
Construct?
no, this is the import guys sourcing parts from all over the place. Now,
What brand?
Shenzhen. Well, Mock Blocks isn't a true brand.
Mock Blocks.
It's literally resellers grabbing designs, some from the legit sources, some they're stealing, and then they're going to grab parts from wherever they can. This guy was awesome. Lego quality clutch, all the parts they sourced. 2 nights before, same kind of idea, Mock Blocks, a little Johnny 5.
Yeah.
Miserable. And not because it's just a fragile build. There are at least 4 different manufacturers of parts here, because I could see where you look at some of the studs and you see this one has a dimpled stud. This one has a sprue. You can see the edges of sprue points. And it's like, it's just horrible. And even 2 parts that are identical, it's like the tolerances were way off, where I cheat and I'll take a piece of the cellophane, just like Lego comes with the plastic bags. I'll use wires. No kidding. I will use wire bottling snips, cut a little piece of that thin, clear plastic, put it between. Well, put it between, and it will fix a loose joint. If it's too tight, you're kind of screwed. Here's another funny example of dealing with those kinds of parts. I had to surgically, this may not show up at all, but the center little pole, I snipped out.
Oh, you cut it.
I had to remove it. And you know why? Because the 1x1 brick that they had included in the set was supposed to be open stud on top and wasn't. So for the design to work, that pole, the post would need to go in it. But you can't do that. It was either I drill out the stud. I didn't want to use Lego. I try not to add Lego if I possibly can. Haha, see how fragile?
The head.
So we will put that over there.
So Maria was asking earlier, where do you find these alternate?
Are they online, or you actually went to a toy store?
Okay, so online I can go to AliExpress, I can go to Taobao, I can go to Temu. I don't necessarily recommend Temu. There's a lot of good reasons not to.
These names you're naming, are they the actual brand stores?
So it's an app/online retailer, and all of them are an aggregate for little sub-sellers. So just like how, think of it like a Bricklink, because you know how you have Amazon, and Amazon will have marketplace sellers? Well, that's what these are, marketplace sellers. Okay. AliExpress being Alibaba, biggest in the world, or what they do, having hundreds of thousands of these little sellers who are just grabbing the stuff from anywhere and selling it dirt cheap, giving you free shipping usually. But I mean, AliExpress is probably one of the ones with a better reputation. Temu is new, especially for Canada. And they offer some good courier services. But what you'll find is that a lot of people are starting to report them for certain issues. And I probably wouldn't recommend Temu to anyone, especially if you're security conscious with your phone and the app privileges. Well, no, this is it, because most people are doing stuff on their phones these days, right? Shopping on your phone is smart. Well, you're also doing your banking. You're doing other stuff. You're doing PayPal. And if you have a bad app, a bad actor, and it's accessing privileges that you don't want it to, Temu, because of its predecessor company, that was shut down legally in the States, and they had moved all their development staff, 60 staff members, over to Temu's app instead. It's like, okay, so what's really changed? You've changed your name. So that's why I don't trust them. A lot of people do. That's on them, but I try and warn them about it. Honestly, though, it just feels like AliExpress Canada. I see the same sellers on there. Okay. So it's the underlying app structure that bothers me about Temu, not the sellers themselves.
And Temu sells a whole lot of things, like people that work
not just
toothbrush, like bath mats, like shirts,
electronics,
and they're not North American. They're just from all over.
But
it's
Temu seems to be largely North American, whereas AliExpress is definitely worldwide.
Everywhere. All right. Have you tried selling stuff on any of those?
No. It's
No.
funny though. My photography is all over a bunch of them. My legit Lego sets have
They steal
especially
it.
Oh,
they steal
wow.
my photography, and then they're selling their non-Lego, their one-to-one copies, and they're using my photography. And I'm
Well,
not
you're
the only
getting
guy.
views. You're getting views.
Yeah, but
They're watching your stuff.
They're getting my stuff from somewhere for sure. But yeah,
That's
that
funny.
was a little annoying. Then I realized, well, I can't be too upset if I'm buying some of the stuff, and it's like,
So you started collecting Lego in 2012. When did you
Yeah.
start delving into the social media, into YouTube, into
probably 2014 when it became clear,
Okay.
like I'm buying a lot of Lego, and it's like, oh, this is cool. Because I was in the key Facebook groups and helping grow some key Facebook groups in Canada for Lego. And it's like, okay, but I see YouTube is growing too, and this and that. It's like, why not? And I started like a lot of people do with one cell phone, and I do over the shoulder shot and we record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I killed my iPhone 4 running that because you know how hot it gets when it's recording,
Yeah.
I
plugged
remember.
in, and trying to do data and everything. Like, so that killed that phone. And I went from the one phone to one webcam and the cell phone. I figured out how to aggregate the cell phone into the PC setup and use that. To now where I run 4 webcams.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's I was running it just off a single laptop for the longest time, but I eventually killed that laptop. There's nothing there's no quicker way to kill any computer than to hook up a whole lot of stuff to the 5-cent USB ports on your computer, because they will burn out like that. And I have killed so many USB ports.
So what's your studio setup like? So you have your camera, like a top view camera, and then side.
So I have three of these Logitech webcams, and I
Okay.
have them on various
Tripods.
tripods. I've added all this equipment slowly over the years,
Mhm.
and the tripods actually came from the lighting gear that I've bought. And that's what I find.
Amazon specials.
Amazon, AliExpress, whatever's cheaper at the
Mhm.
time. A lot of the same sellers on both. And if I can find it cheaper on Ali and wait 3 weeks for it to come by slow boat, I'll do that. Ali's or Amazon's definitely faster, but it's like, if I can save, why not? If I'm not in a rush.
Yeah.
Even the microphone, with the stand and everything. And that's a game changer. Not using the microphone built into the webcams.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's the worst part. I mean, if it's all you got, that's great.
You can tell the difference, though. You can tell.
Oh yeah, it definitely made a difference. I mean, it's not where I would like it to be, but as opposed to where it was, I'm very happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
But this setup here, I'll just play with the camera. So the studio has been like a work in progress, right? Before it was just the desk, and it was a brown desk, and I realized, well, a white surface would be better for building. So me and my friend resurfaced it with kitchen countertop Formica type surface. We glued it down, cut it. It's great.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this is hard as diamond. This stuff's amazing.
Oh, wow.
And I can get mark on it, wipe it off. It's great. Too shiny though. I found that out. The cameras sometimes it's catching the refresh rate of some of the lights. Some of the lights I bought, and that's the problem with buying the cheap lighting, is you get weird refresh rates. And there's some tricks you can do to fix that, but sometimes in the end I just had to stop using certain lights, or I could only have cameras at certain angles, just so it wasn't picking up the sine wave going up and down. I don't know if you've seen that in certain people's videos. That's usually a refresh problem with a camera and the CMOS sensor, and how it's picking up that slight hertz refresh on the lighting. And you don't notice it with the human eye, but the cameras do, and your cell phone definitely will if you use your better phones, or make that problem worse, not better. That was one thing when I started upgrading equipment. It's like, what happened? My lights used to be good. No, your lights are this, and your camera's getting better. Camera's noticing problems you didn't even see before. But yeah, resurface the desk, and then it was put the IKEA shelves behind me and get rid of the old shelves. And then it was like, okay, rearrange it so that, because I used to use a green screen. So
Oh,
instead of having bricks behind me, I would just have one camera view, which was face down on the desk, bird's eye view, so you can see my hands building, and then one shot, a headshot, but then I'd have a 12 by 12 green screen behind me. And that would protect my kitchen view because it basically my back was towards the kitchen.
The kitchen's right behind you.
It was because I was orientated different. What's behind me was I was facing that way before.
Where are you? Right, you're not in a basement, right? You're on the main floor?
I'm in the corner of a living room in an apartment.
Cool.
It doesn't look like that. It's deceiving.
The illusion is amazing.
It looks great.
So I built a little hutch on, which is $7 shelving boards from Home Depot.
Yeah.
Cut those up, and then it's like, okay, so I had 2 IKEA cases here, 2 here, and then a single, the half width one with a glass door, just to keep the cat out. I have a cat, and that's one reason my glass display cabinets for everything I build, everything's got to be behind glass. Me and my wife had decided. The cat was getting into everything and its hair, and you don't want to be dusting it all the time. Yeah. And I know like guys like duck builds. I'm sure you're familiar with duck builds. Yeah. Like his stuff is everywhere. I can't imagine what it's like to dust that stuff.
Oh.
Putting it behind glass is so much easier. You barely touch it once a year. And only where the doors meet, you have any dust at all. And it's really easy. Just you've done one little wipe.
Yeah.
The sets never get anything. But if I leave Gizmo out for a month on my desk, you get that slight little disgusting, like, nah, don't like that. He'll go behind glass within a couple days.
Very nice.
But so I did that. And then eventually I was running out of space because that 300 set backlog. And by the way, this is 88 inches by 88 inches. I'm not even kidding. That's it. I have 27 inches I can turn into my desk setup. And I'm a fair sized guy. I'm 216 right now. I'm 6 feet tall. And I could sit quite comfortably. I got plenty of room, although this is the biggest seat up chair I've ever bought. Bought this one this year. And it's like, okay, I needed more. And IKEA bookcases are 72, 70, whatever.
Those are the
Billies, right? And it's like, well, I got 9-foot ceilings. So how can I make use of the space? Well, I'll show you. I did that.
Wow.
I put boards going across everything.
On the top.
Yes.
Okay.
Across the top.
And then you just...
And I got that little zone up there.
Store.
Very nice.
So 88 inches this way now. And I've got the top 2.5 feet up there. And I was putting the UCS sets up there. And the reality was I wasn't building most of them because they are a little big. And I have small DTOF glass cases from IKEA. And I also have larger... I can't remember the name, but they're like $500 cases now. Deep 18-inch, 7-foot tall ones. They're really nice. Because I've always saying,
which UCS sets are you missing then? Because you said you're missing 3.
I don't have Darth Maul.
Okay.
If you count that, I don't have it, and I definitely count it. And if you count the carrier, the one that carries the ATTE. The big clone kind of it's two crafts, right? The walker and the carrier.
The carrier.
If you count that, I don't have that, and I know there's another one off the top of my head. But
how much are those, or could you piece them together?
I won't. I stopped bricklinking sets a long time ago, mostly because I was getting burned a lot. People would say the bricks are a certain quality, and they're not. Like, when I was doing certain things and I didn't mind a used part, great, let's get it. When I was fixing classic Lego Space, 1979 sets, I don't mind getting vintage bricks that look appropriate to the era because the sets were aged. But if I'm fixing what was more or less a built once and then left alone set and replacing a few pieces, I don't want a vintage, slightly sunburned white part. And I was getting burned all over the place. And it gets to the point where it's like,
not worth it.
It's not worth it. And the bricklink stores, like some of them were really nice and they'd send me another part. I'm trying not to be a prick about it, but it's like.
Correct. But you expect quality too, right? Like it's not cheap. Like
if I'm buying new, I expect new. When I'm buying used, I expect used.
Yeah.
And
so you were buying new and they were throwing in used?
depending on the situation, I wasn't getting the results I wanted at times.
Mm.
And I have like a file box of my daughter's sets that there's a few parts I need to do, and it's probably the last big Bricklink purchase I'll ever make. But I haven't done it yet just because no one or two stores can fulfill the order. So I just been leaving that list up there to see, and I check periodically. Like, okay, I think I'm down to 7 stores, and that's still the shipping alone for 7 orders is like 8 times the cost of the parts, and I just can't bring myself to.
Yeah. You're doubling, tripling really the cost.
And I played it both ways where I have manually selected who and what prices, and sometimes I'll let it auto select. In either way, it's like it's not working in my favor just yet. Hey, Big Nate. But
I just I did a recent Bricklink order.
What?
So so the Bricker Builds Squirtle was dropped a few months ago.
Yeah.
And the price was even more than Charmander. It was like 1650 Canadian, or like 1,600 something Canadian. So I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna wait for the instructions for this one, because I was buying, like, I bought Charmander Bricker Builds, and they come with the instructions that are, I mean, they come with the parts all packaged in individual bags. So I thought that was nice. You don't have to sort. Spider-Man and Pikachu I did through Bricklink, where I just parted out the pieces. But some of the white pieces that I was getting, I'd have to swap out because they were colored. And so for the other ones, I'm like, okay, I'll just get it new. But for the Squirtle, I was like, no, I'm going to wait for the instructions. So the instructions are 123 just for the digital instructions. And then for the parts on Bricklink, it came out to 415. So about 500 compared to 1600. It's a big difference.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. And Squirtle's pretty big. So
I mean, there's a value in having someone else sort and collect those parts for you, but that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of money you could put towards your next
difference.
Build.
Yeah. It's like triple.
Yeah.
More than triple.
Yeah, for sure. And then does it like come in like a special box from Bricker Builds?
No, it comes in a big box.
Yeah.
Big brown box, big white
Ziploc bags with a sticker that says bag 1.
Oh,
yeah.
It's not any more special for that cost.
Yeah.
So they were probably wondering how come Brick Adjuster is not buying Squirtle, because it was out like long ago. Because when I met them at Chicago, they're like, "Oh, Brick Adjuster." Whenever we're designing a new Lego set, we're like, I wonder if this is too. And then they're like, "Oh no, don't worry, Brick Adjuster will buy it." So.
Maybe
honestly, they should work out a branding deal with you, and it's. I'm not saying free, but a discount, and then even give you a discount code you could pass on to your viewers, right?
Well, if they know I'm already gonna buy it, then they probably like, oh, he'll get it anyway. So
yeah,
and my viewership isn't as big as some of other influencers that get free stuff.
It's funny how that works. I'm not as big. I don't have as many subs as you do, but I've been getting review samples from, a dozen manufacturers over the last 2 years. So stuff is starting
from like the alternate.
Yeah, it'd be nice if it was Lego. Hey, I did back in the day apply for land. And
are you one of the few, I guess, social media influencers that do alternate builds? I know Cabbage Face does the Kobe stuff.
He's the king of Kobe, and it's funny how he went from doing all the other stuff, and then when I had met him online, and we were like on London Bridge Bricks, streams and stuff. That's London where I met him, London Calling and such. And I got to meet Sai and all these guys, and it's like, and me and Cabbage have been great friends ever since Austin, and watching him grow and blossom into what seems to be the Kobe guy in the English-speaking world is amazing. Yeah. And of course, I've only built a few of the sets. I do have a few Kobe hanging around. Like I got the Concorde up here I'm going to build, and I don't even know if you guys will see that one.
I can't see it.
Up there?
I do see it there. Yeah.
There's the Concorde.
Above the minions.
I'm not showcasing Kobe as good as I should be right now.
But. Is that a Magikarp? Like a
Yeah, that's
Orange.
that is a Mega Constructs Magic Cart set, and
Oh.
Oh,
I
beside
think
the Charmander.
beside the Charmander set.
And is it super big? Because the box looks big.
Well,
Jumbo size?
that's like 15 or 1600 pieces. It's deeper than the Charmander box, but of course not as wide. Actually, I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's see if I
We're
can
at show
grab
and
it.
tell already. What?
We've been show and
Yeah.
tell on Rick's
whole
for the
thing.
whole time.
But I have a
Careful.
crate on the floor, which is why I can't move the chair closer. But
Oh, I didn't even put the getting to know you.
Oh, okay.
So this brand
cool.
is
this is Mega Constructs.
Mega Constructs.
Yeah. See?
The box looks nice.
Oh yeah.
It's glossy.
It presents very well. Yeah. So they glossed the actual print for the fish.
Sharp.
Harold's missing out.
Oh yeah. No,
He'd go crazy over that.
there's a story about this. So I told you I live in an apartment, and for the most part, most of my orders I do my best. Like so in Canada here, Amazon I like because I can pick it up at Shoppers Drug Mart, and Walmart. By the way, that's who I work for. I'm a forklift driver / MHE trainer, which just means I can train people to drive any forklift on the planet.
Okay.
And so I'll pick up my Walmart orders there. I get discounts. So that's the thing. A lot of my Lego and Mega Construct stuff I'll buy at Walmart because I get discounts, right?
Nice.
20%. So it's like I love
nice.
buying it. Oh yeah, no, it's good to work for the big W. But when I ordered this, this is actually ordered through Mega Construct's website or / Mattel Collabs or whatever. They got this kind of online ordering thing. You get Barbie, Hot Wheels, a bunch of stuff. Some of it's exclusive to the website, which I really hate because if you're not paying attention, you miss out on this stuff.
Okay.
And if you collect, I only collect the large Pokemon sets, the motion sets and the jumbo sets. I have no use for the little kitty size.
The tiny ones.
The tiny ones. I like Pokemon. I play Pokemon Go. I use it to lose weight. I walk around Yorkdale, 2 hours.
You're awesome. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I even got one of those little straps put in your hand.
The gotcha.
But I have the first one.
The wrist?
That you're supposed to put in your hand. I'm going to put a battery in it. I figure if I'm playing again, I might as well start using it again. At least they get the spinners. But, so when this got delivered, or here's the thing, in August, it should have been delivered. And there was another set from Mega that was delivered. And then I let it go. And then September, I take a look like, where's my Magic Cart? And it shows it was delivered. Well, I never got it.
Oh.
I assume Porch Pirate, but I don't have that problem here. It's
Porch Pirate.
Yeah.
Well, quite.
I haven't heard that.
4 floors. I'm on the top. There's no kids, right? Super quiet. It's been always great. I had one Porch Pirate situation a year ago at Christmas. And at Christmas, you kind of sort of worry and expect that kind of problem. And you know what they took at that time was 2 cell phone cases. Who cares, right?
Okay.
So I contact Mega and they give me back my money and they say, well, you could buy it again. It was still on the website and we'll even give you some money, credit and this, that. And at the time I said, no. I said, no. Because I'm an impulse buyer and the impulse set pass. It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
So I got the money back. And then I don't know what it was, about 4 or 5 weeks ago.
It came.
Oh.
Well, here's what's weird. I go to the door. I'm walking out. There's a box on the floor. No, not even a box. It was a boutique bag, a boutique shopping bag.
Oh.
And it's just this exposed. Not
It was
your
box.
address isn't even there for them.
Someone opened it.
Huh.
Someone opened it.
Someone did. Yeah, but this is perfectly sealed.
Yeah.
I've inspected it. So they didn't open this up. At least if they did, they did an expert job.
Did you order with something else that they kept?
So contact Mega. I said, hey, I'm an honest guy, right? Because I told the story online too. And they said, no, keep it. It's like, wow. Okay. Because I don't have a history of calling in and having shenanigans. There's absolutely people in the world who will play that game
Yeah.
They'll do it with Amazon. They'll do it with everyone until
They do it with Lego. They'll do it with Lego too.
they do it with Lego too. Always trying to see what they can get out of them until like Lego's pushing back in Canada now. A lot of people who've been playing that game, my box is always beat, and it's not that it's not always beat up because I've definitely had my share. Because I find that the Lego shipments in Canada, especially when they're being delivered by FedEx, I assume it's the same under UPS, but I don't get Lego delivered anymore. I've just kind of stopped. I'll go to the Lego store in Yorkdale or in the other GTA locations because we got 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
Or I'll buy from Walmart or I'll buy from Amazon where I don't have a problem. I really don't. But when I was getting it from Lego Direct, the boxes are always too big. There's no stuffing and the tape is never sealed. So the flaps push in too easily.
Oh.
It was very frustrating getting Lego delivered in Canada. So I just kind of, and the Lego points, honestly, they don't add up to a discount that's, I find, equal to or more than what I can get by shopping competitively locally.
The insider points, yeah.
Whether it's the Walmart insider points or Amazon sales, 4 times a year or whatever. Yeah, I just find, Lego VIP points kind of burned me out 3 years ago when they did that first change, and watch them walk it back and make the newest.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better now. It's definitely better now. It's easy. It's kind of easy again. But it was so nice when all those years you could go in and every time you bought something at the store, they just, would you like to use your points? And you just said yes and it was done.
That's
and then
what
they did hard for us with vouchers and stuff like that.
Yeah, it got harder to do it.
Lego's customer service was always awesome. Why would you ruin one of the? Because we all acknowledge Lego's expensive and it's an expensive hobby.
Yeah,
but it works. It's like the Apple of whatever. It just works, and you're happy, and you go home, and it's just easy. And they made it hard for us.
Like, who gave the feedback for them to like tweak it to this manner, right? Like, okay, that didn't work as well as before, and you're right. People will still buy it. It's like you're almost like, did you want to turn off your consumers? Like.
And they did, and they absolutely they made so many people just realize the points are too difficult. Because what ended up happening, like I would sit there, and I would activate the voucher for in store, and I get to the store and they say, "No, this code is for online."
Yeah,
I go, "Okay," I would say, "Okay, sir, here's all my," because I was buying so much Lego and I had so many points. I go,
"Yeah,
here, you do it," and he would and I'd have him do it. I said, "Okay, now let's try and get the voucher going." And he goes, "Oh,
all
my
this
God."
like red tape. Where
and I would have the employee do it on my account. He said, "Here you go, make the in-store voucher," and he would do it, and then he would scan it. Oh, this one's online too. Are you kidding me? You can't even make your own system work. Yeah, no. And then I'd have to use the online vouchers over the telephone, which is, I don't know about you, but that's not a fun experience. That's the one thing I don't like. Some people love that.
Easy now.
Calling Lego and calling them and saying, "Hey, I want to buy it." Like they say, that's great, but I don't find that to be a fun experience. That's not the way I want to shop.
It's back to normal now because when
it's pretty good. It is pretty good because even now in York, like they don't ask me, but I go in there and I say, "Okay," I open up my insider account. I blow up the number really big on my phone, and then the guy said, "Oh, can you do something?" I go, "No, you're able to key it in manually." So I don't know if the employee was new.
Yeah, that could be too.
Probably.
But
just
after a moment, he realized, "Oh, it works." I go, "Yeah, it's been working because I do shop in here." So
did they renovate the Yorkdale?
They moved the location, so they moved it from.
Where is it now? Because
so they moved it from the
middle
store. So now it's the main quarter off of the base store. So if you're walking off the street off of Dufferin, that main entrance quarter. So it's a narrow store but longer, and I know a lot of people think there's less in their pab wall. There isn't. It's just smaller bins now.
It's clear. It's weird. The pab wall is
clear. It's a little
clear
weird.
Bins.
And of course, right now at Christmas they don't have the Build-A-Figure because they don't want people trampling over the kids at this time of year.
So do you know if the style of the decor of this Lego store is what all the Lego stores are going to change into?
So
it looks
Yorkdale is a flagship store, and
Yorkdale's fancy, right? Like I feel like any other stores that they have, it could be Mont Blanc. It looks.
I wish it was big. I wish it was big like the West Edmonton Mall or whatever, because that's a gigantic store. And of course, in Yorkdale, they'll never get that much space. They don't need to, because the stuff sells itself. I wish it was a bigger store so we could have a lot of those large scale builds, like the car and that. I mean, they got left shark guy in the front and one or two other builds throughout the store, but
when did they switch everything at Yorkdale? When did they
the last month of the summer they were closed, and I think mid-September they did a soft open, and I think by the end of September was their proper open.
So it's actually they actually closed the Yorkdale location for a few months.
Yeah, there was like 4 or 6 weeks like you couldn't buy Lego at all in there unless you went to Indigo. You couldn't get it from the Lego store. Yeah, Indigo upstairs has not a lot of Lego, but there are times when they'll have the sale.
I disappeared. Hold on.
No,
I'm still here. We can still hear you. Just
it's so I can set up my look again.
Just the camera went off.
No. Sorry, the Advil cold and sinus is not kicking in.
No problem.
That.
Welcome to All Bricks Count second channel.
Yeah.
There, we're back.
That's okay. I did that. Ryan was on. I had left Ryan on one of my New Bricks episodes, and he was the full screen, and I hadn't realized because I wasn't looking at the camera, and I was showing off and talking about something, and yeah, that's okay.
I've already memorized my settings now.
Oh, good.
Without having to look at.
I like how it was the other one, like where we're more lit.
I like these settings.
Okay.
So we just got these new lights, but then it makes us look too bright. But then I figured out how to change the settings on my camera to give us more of our natural brown color. And so we're
just changing the exposure. That was a problem I ran into with all my cameras. So Logitech has okay software for managing the cameras. The truth is, it's designed for one camera. Even though you can have multiple Logitechs, I have 3 Logitechs. My 4th camera is in Logitech. I thought I would cheap out a year ago, and I bought a Creative Live camera. It's half the price of the Logitech webcams. The Logitech webcams are the cheap entry-level standard for webcams. Well, the Creative being half the price, I thought, hey, great, I'll try it out. Because it had a few other settings, like I can just tap it.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Problem is that the resolution.
You're tapping the lens.
Yeah. Well, on top there's like an invisible button.
Oh, okay.
And I have 4 settings. The problem is it doesn't fix the resolution. So you're just zooming in. It can be much more pixelated.
Yeah.
And also the Creative I find has poor color reproduction compared to the Logitech. Because if I put 2 of them side by side aimed at me and looking at this, and I can have a different shirt on other than a black one, is vastly different. And with the Creative, you have to use Windows to adjust the colors. There's no separate app.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this one's Elgato. I got the Elgato.
Yeah, no, I noticed the name. It's like nice.
Yeah, so it's a good quality.
I would like to have their cameras, their lights, their switchboard. That's all future plans.
I guess the last time we were kind of chatting too, you had just got back into biking.
Ooh.
Are you still doing the biking thing?
No.
We got back into biking too, and then this summer wasn't so good.
Well,
my bike stayed in storage this past year.
Okay.
I have a torn pec and a bad shoulder and a bad back. And this past year, from life.
From life.
From standing and working, and part of my job is physical labor. I've been lifting boxes on and off in warehouses since '97, standing all day. Right, none of my machines are sit down. And it's just I'm not a young guy. That's why I actually updated my avatars to have much more salt and pepper as opposed to the
Yeah.
We're all olding. It's
even the photo I had sent you, which you didn't use, like it had more. But I only grow it out for 6 weeks, and then I shaved it.
If you look at Instagram, that photo is used now on my updated.
More current you.
Because whenever I go live, I have a live now, and that photo's on my live now post.
Really? So, okay. But no, it's okay. But I grow it out, and then as soon as it gets too long and itchy, and then I shave it off. And
Yeah.
so I guess I don't keep the goatee forever, but and I'll clean shave it right down, and then I let it grow back out again.
So when you did get back into biking, how was that?
Oh, I
How'd
love
that
it. And I'm really hoping April I can do it again. I'm losing weight again because I'm doing intermittent fasting. I'm eating mostly meat. It's working.
Yeah.
I'm doing this since Turkey Day. Turkey Day was a good reset day for me. Down 18 pounds.
What was the lightest that you got to when you got back?
Last time was last time technically was 196, but that was only for a couple of days. It was really
from where? From where?
Oh, well, that was from 266.
Oh wow, amazing.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
So yeah, the last time we went through all that, 266 down to 200.
So you're only up to like 216. You said now too. So it's
I'm
not
down to 216.
It's not back up to 260 because a lot of people yo-yo.
Turkey Day was 238, 240.
Okay.
So
back to Thanksgiving. So you're able to lose weight already in 2 months.
Oh yeah, it's not intermittent fasting. 16/8. Which no matter what I like doing just because it's comfortable.
Yeah.
I wake up, I don't go to work with like, oh, my stomach.
Yeah, exactly.
10 o'clock, and then 10 o'clock in the morning is usually my break. So that's when I eat my first meal. It's just so easy. And then 6 o'clock at night is the second one. And then, hey, and if, done. But if I want a snack, I do, but I'm trying to be smarter about it right now. Mostly fats, mostly proteins. Doing no grains, no pasta, no breads. I will for Turkey Day. Actually, we're doing Christmas tomorrow. I'll eat whatever I want.
We're turkey duty too.
Yeah.
So I
want to enjoy the day. But
for sure.
But the biggest component on top of the intermittent fasting is the walking 10,000 steps.
Yeah.
Yeah, try and do that fasted. If I can do that in the morning before I eat, bonus.
Yeah.
If it happens later, it happens later.
Yeah.
Is that at Yorkdale? You do the wall.
Now that the weather is getting cold and nasty, now I'm doing it in the mall.
Yeah.
I tried, I was doing it in my area, doing, between 6 and 8K, and that worked out to a casual 2-hour
8K walk. That's a long time.
It's about 2 hours.
Is it about 2 hours?
Yeah, about 4 or 5 in 1 hour.
Because I'm doing today was 6. I actually accelerated my steps a bit, and I did 6.5 kilometers. And I did it under 2, and I wanted to get out of Yorkdale. I was in Yorkdale, and I wanted.
Oh, it's crazy.
I went a little bit late.
Crush.
I got there at 9:45. It's like I wanted to get out. It was, and I got a good parking spot. But by the time I got out,
it was nuts, right? Yorkdale is.
Doesn't matter
what.
I'm 2 kilometers away. Like I can walk to Yorkdale.
Yeah. That could be part of your session.
Well, I'm right down the street. I'm right down the street.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No, and the thing with the intermittent fasting or however, you have the habit down pat, it's okay for that good balance, right? You go on vacation, we have Christmas coming up, you go a little bit, more indulgent, but you can always reset. I always find that's key.
It's a tool in the box now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And long as I don't let it diet.
If I don't let it go more than 2 or 3 days, right? And right now I'm pretty structured. One day, I don't call it a cheat day, but if I want to do, I do.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to stress over it. It isn't a big deal. And the other thing is, I don't weigh every day because I don't think that's helpful.
No.
Yeah, it gets your mind to
once, twice a week tops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that will usually deal with the weird daily fluctuations you might see. So.
I usually just go by the belt buckle.
Yeah.
Well, that's the best part.
2, 3,
whatever
4.
says is one thing, but the fact that pants are fitting right again, and the shirt fitting right, and here's the best part: when the people at work they talk. And
look at you!
They ask you questions. You see,
what are you doing?
What's your secret,
Rick? Where did it go? See, that's when I know I'm doing okay.
Yeah. It usually goes in the face first, and then the stomach.
Yeah, well, that and my love handles, right? But that's where. Not just the intermittent fasting, but the walking. So walking fasted is perfect because you don't activate cortisol, or you barely activate it. So you because of the eating and the walking habit, and when I'm doing this very, very light cardio, because high intensity cardio, you're going to trigger a lot of cortisol. Then you got the side effect of what it's doing to your insulin, what it's doing to your fat, and you just got so many hormones at play. But if you can do light cardio, just walking, fasted,
Yeah.
easy.
When
It
you were
doesn't
like
have,
in
it doesn't
your
have to be a lot. It could be half an hour.
Yeah.
Just a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit is enough.
Yeah.
I
when you
enjoy
were
it.
like it when you were in your like 20s, early 30s, were you pretty fit? Were you a fit guy, pretty active? Or were
No,
you bigger?
after high school and college, it was work and eating whatever I wanted. And it was physical work, but a lot of bad habits, a lot of sedentary habits. I was bike riding on and off, but then 10 years ago, it was like, oh, that was kind of one of those trigger points where I was like 280.
Mm.
So the 1 year I went 280 down to 215, whatever it was, rode the bike from Toronto to Niagara Falls when I had
Oh,
lost.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 months. Boom. I lost all the weight, rode my bike. It was amazing. The following summer, I bought a better bike because I said, hey, I'm in great shape. I can do all this. Got on my new
You got the
expensive
Trek.
bike. I bought the Trek. See, you remember I bought and I failed getting to the falls. I was hour and a half shy of making it, and I was 30 kilometers away. So I figured I was exhausted. I wasn't eating great, and I had at that point I realized I got to do something. And at that time, the decision was go vegan, pure vegan, not vegetarian, pure vegan, and I loved it. 2 weeks later, all the energy I had, rode to the falls, got there hour and a half sooner, and I had done an extra 30 kilometers on top of my previous successful ride. And it's like, how else can you pull that off? Where I rode instead of 129 kilometers, I did 159 kilometers, and I went from 11 hours to like 9.
Wow. Yeah, we've never tried the vegan route before. Or have you?
Well, it
I'm
was
pro
really
it.
extreme.
I'm closer to vegan or vegetarian than this guy. This guy's all meat.
Carnivore.
He's pure carnivore. Like
See,
I'm
now
okay.
I'm leaning very heavy carnivore, like meat, real meats, cheese. I mean, it's
I'm
funny.
low
So
on
much
sugars, low on the
Well,
breads.
I'm trying to be very low carb right now. But 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had a very bad flu. 3 days, Gatorade and popsicles. Gatorade and popsicles got me right through it. I did the sugar, take it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I wasn't going to feel bad about it. But now I would, I don't know if it's keto or carnivore, but I'm definitely leaning heavy that way because I'm very purposefully trying to avoid pasta, bread, grains.
All the stuff that make you feel good.
It tastes so good.
Absolutely. All that man-made stuff. I find
Yeah, the man-made
process.
Well, for me, it was inflammation, right?
Yeah,
okay.
that's a
As soon
big
as I cut it out, within 2
topic
days,
for sure.
90% of all the inflammation goes away.
Oh, you noticed
Yeah,
that?
it's carb. I'm reading a book right now. I was just gonna share. I mean, we should probably do the what are you doing this week now?
Oh, there was a couple of things I want to ask though. Still, so so getting back into YouTube, you have a couple of series. You want you to talk about. You have Let's Build and then NoMoreBricks Live. What are those about?
Okay, well, Let's Build is literally what I enjoy doing. I don't like doing reviews. I do them when people.
But you have your replay videos. Aren't those?
That's my newest trick, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. I'll get back.
Okay.
So Let's Build is me building everything I want to build because it's just me turning on the cameras, turning on the lights in the studio. Let's go, let's build, and done. I did a stream earlier before joining you. I built the Gizmo. It's so easy because I get to talk to my friends, and it's not just the COVID thing, but it's like it's just been a great way to connect with like-minded people who like the same stuff.
Yep.
Because I can't really talk to my friends at work or even my best friend who's into other hobbies about the Lego because they yawn and
they don't understand. Yeah.
Or they look at it from the money point of view. I don't look at any of this from the money point of view. If I was looking at the money, I wouldn't buy half of these brands.
Right.
Because half of these don't pay off for me.
Short of the enjoyment.
Mega Call of Duty, Mega Halo, those have money. For the collectors, they love it. And it's really good. And actually, some of it's a lot better than Lego. So people who are collecting, like, don't walk away from Mega and think it's crappy old bricks. The themes have a small niche market, but there's definitely people who want to pay a lot of money for that stuff. But so Let's Build is literally that. Let's build whatever. NoMoreBricks is what did I acquire It used to be New Bricks this week, and then it's like that got kind of ridiculous because I was buying too much.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So many new bricks this week. Top 10 new bricks this week.
So it got to a point where, okay, let's stream it. It cut it back. And also I was getting the pushback from people because they get the wrong idea that it's all about how much money can you spend. And that's not really what this was about. So now I only focus on what new sets did I get that I want to talk about.
Okay.
Because they're not all interesting and I don't have a story for everything. Like when this eventually came in, hey, I had a great story to tell, 8 of 10 minutes. That's good content. But no one cares if I just pull out every other Star Wars set that everyone else is buying, right? But if I have something, you know, a little different that you don't see every day, like a Mario set that's not Lego scale, it's a diamond or micro scale, and that's
the same as the Bricker build.
Yeah.
With the leg sticking out.
But I think he's more twisted to his hip.
Yeah, he's more twisted.
There's another company, Balody, Balody. Okay. They specialize in this scale bricks, but they do them. If you look at it, look for their stuff on either AliExpress or Taobao or whatever. They have the most beautiful builds. And I avoided all of this scale for years because for me, it was Lego or Lego scale and nothing but. And then I realized I got to try one. I got to try one build. And let me go get one. Let me go get one. You guys are going to love this. Because this is the ironic part. Let me show you this.
Yeah, Rick has a whole bunch of all these different sets that I've never seen before. Like if you look at his background, I've never seen any of these boxes before. Which are like G.I. Joe, and you have Mario in there, Iron Man.
You'll notice I put on my headset backwards because I don't actually use this microphone. So
okay, gotcha.
Now
he's actually so
cute. Lego figure, right? But it's not Lego bricks. And I thought, what says all bricks count more?
Yeah.
Than to do a Lego figure in non-Lego.
How did they do the so the printing in the front? That's just
all
bricks.
No printing. That's all brick.
Yeah, I mean like
it's all brick. It's all brick color.
The design on the front and the back, it's all bricks.
All bricks.
That's
and
cool.
that speaks to me.
Yeah.
In a huge way.
That's funny. I like it. It's
really
well designed.
If Lego made stuff like that,
I know
it'd be a big seller.
And look at the holes on the bottom. You know, so different.
But even the back, right?
Yeah, even the back has the
minifig holes, like
the minifig holes.
Yeah, they tried. You know, it's a little sketchy there, but hey, they tried. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
But that was, I think, my first real step into that kind of brick. And it's like, oh, now, hey, don't get me wrong. It's hard to do with my hands. Like, they're so tiny. Now, I actually have a Balody. It looks like tweezers.
Yeah.
They're it's not a brick separator. They are tweezers.
It comes with a set.
Yeah. With this one, it did. And they're threaded, and you pull. But of course, if you apply too much pressure, you will damage the brick. You can see the scarring. Don't make too many mistakes. And in this case, the extra parts, I buried it in the build because I don't like to manage the extra parts for non-Lego stuff. Because with Lego, you have less than 1% extra parts, right? Your little studs, the little ones, whatever. So you just put them in a jar somewhere, and you're happy with it. Well, I don't want to do that for all these non-Lego brands because that just gets ridiculous. If I can bury the extra parts whenever there is any inside of a build, I'll do it every time. Like I have three pieces for Gizmo, and I can't put it on the build, and I can't put it in the build. So I got a tiny little Ziploc, one of those little dime bags from Dollarama, and I just pitched it up on a shelf right now.
Nice.
Because that irritates me that I can't do away with those, But yeah, I mean, New Bricks Live, and it's gone through different changes over. It used to be New Bricks today, New Bricks this week. When it was getting ridiculous, it was every week, and it was like Friday nights. And it's like, okay, let's push it back. Now we just call it New Bricks Live. Whenever I have something I want to talk about, and I can get at least one of my friends to come online with something they want to talk about, then we do it.
Nice.
It doesn't have
the thumbnails look really good too.
Well, I've definitely spent more time and effort on some of that, but now I have like templates and formulas now. Actually going through a revision. I did it with my last 2 live streams, and my next new bricks will probably have a new template. But it's all about making life simple and easy.
Yeah.
Here's some examples of
Yeah.
some of the.
Looks great. Chucky.
Look at the Chucky one. So
Now, if you go back 2 years, you'll see like it was just all over the place. But you could definitely see where there's a pattern of growth where I'll go and I'll do a certain thing for a while.
going back through the history of thumbnails.
Oh yeah,
But it looks cool. You know, it's very eye-catching.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's very eye-catching.
Well,
Do
I
you
was
think?
an artist in school, so I there's
Oh,
and I
okay.
love computer stuff, so I love
You have the eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my daughter now, she's actually taking art at York
Oh,
University.
very
nice,
good.
nice.
Yeah, she inspires me for some of the stuff.
Oh, that's so good.
Is it time for our next segment?
Let's do it.
Is it that time?
Share your stories. Share your stories. Share your stories. Weekly recap.
Weekly recap.
So this was my last week at work, technically, because I actually took the whole week off for vacation. But
Yes.
2 months ago, I'm like, oh, I don't need to be off the whole week. I'll work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, give it back, save my vacation days for next year. Yeah, wrong move because it was so busy at work. And, you know, coming up to Christmas, I'm like, I am not ready. I'm like one of those memes, you know, December 1st. I'm like, ooh, I love that it's Christmas.
You're not ready.
And
for
then
Christmas?
2 weeks later, I'm like losing my brain. But every time I am off work, like my body knows and it just relaxes.
She gets
and
sick
and
every
the
time.
germs just attack me. Like, and I know, knock wood, I may jinx myself, but just a few days ago, I was maybe too confident. I'm like, wow, I haven't gone sick this season yet. Like I usually do scheduling at work, and we've had so many people get sick, and I work in a hospital, right? So of all
Yeah.
places, there's a lot of coverage issues there. But
Are
I'm
you
like,
guys still wearing the masks?
we are definitely wearing the mask,
And you still got
especially
sick, huh?
contact with patients and stuff like that. So, and the rules now for COVID are, of course, different because now we should already have had our 2 immunizations plus whatever boosters and a flu shot. So, if you actually tested positive for COVID and you're asymptomatic, no symptoms, you come into work.
Yeah.
You're wearing the N95 mask, like the super mask, depending on your type, because we're always assessed for it every year. So, and then if you do have symptoms, it has to clear those symptoms. It could be a GI issue or however,
Mm.
and then you have a 24 to 48 hours. But otherwise, you keep testing yourself every day. If you're asymptomatic, you keep coming to work. And you know, we had a unit that was just all of them were kind of like sharing it, and we're like, we're gonna like wipe down that whole thing all the time, and it sucks, right? We care for cancer patients, and we realize that they're immunocompromised, but this is just sort of where corporate has now leaned into, right? They're saying all the patients, even if they have cancer, they would have had their immunizations, so they're also hardier for this. But I do notice too, I think the flu itself, like not COVID, it just lingers. Like people
It
who
looked
were
like
sick.
you were getting better though.
I know. Well, that's why I mean it.
Because
I felt,
you lost your voice, and then
Yeah.
the next day you were like, oh.
and
I'm
I
like,
think
oh, you're
my
better.
problem is I'm such a busybody. When I get better, I'm like, although doing everything,
Too confident that
doing
you
everything
get a
all
relapse.
at once. And so, yeah. And then we're on turkey duty, as I said. So we have a 21 pounder
We got the butterball, the
butterball. It's big.
butterball from Costco.
We didn't have turkey for Thanksgiving, and I'm like, okay, let's do turkey for Christmas. But you know, the instructions were you should be thawing it like 4 or 5 days in advance, and we just started thawing it yesterday. So hopefully it'll be okay by Sunday.
We've never actually done the turkey. Usually it's our parents that always make the turkey. So
This is your
you won't
first
tell us.
turkey?
that we're actually.
I think I did turkey a long time ago, like a smaller one
but not
when we
the
first
20
moved into the
pounder.
house. But like usually our moms are like all over the cooking part, so we're like
Yeah.
the dessert or the appetizer people.
They're the ones that make the turkey.
They're like the main show, right? But I'm like,
and
I
they
don't-
usually put like the sticky rice in for the stuffing. like the
Do you
dim
guys
sum
have
sticky
bacon?
rice.
Because you could put bacon on the turkey.
I know. That's a good
Oh.
idea.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
we'll make it different.
We're gonna do that too.
But
And
you know,
it's great for the drippings after. Like,
yeah. Well, this
Out
is
of
it. You
that.
gotta make it moist.
What's your turkey
Clearly
recipe? What do you
I don't
do
have
with
one because even at my age, my mom is the one who's.
bacon?
So
Oh my God,
tomorrow,
moms.
my wife and my mom are tag teaming tomorrow, and we're gonna do our turkey day tomorrow,
Oh, okay.
just because of family, everywhere.
Yeah.
It's
Everybody
just what's
gets.
going to work. This way, on the 25th, we get to relax at home.
I know. I think that's where we're at too. So it's actually quite nice.
Yeah. Well, for the Filipino custom, it's usually the 24th that you celebrate
heavy.
Christmas, and then you stay up until midnight, and then
Filipino Santa comes.
It's called a Noche Buena, where there's a meal at
Yeah.
midnight, and then we end up going home like at 2 a.m. and then open up more presents when
And
you
then
get
you
home.
kind of lounge the next day. But
My wife's cousin and his wife, they're in Manila 3 days ago. They just landed. Yeah, they just landed. They'll be there for 3 weeks.
Oh, Christmas in the Philippines is next level.
It's
Fireworks.
looking like it's a lot of fun. They're having
It's
a great
amazing.
time.
If you ever get a chance to go to the Philippines during Christmas and New Year's, like make it those 2 weeks back to back, it is a ton of celebration. Like it's next level. Like I guess part of it is they don't have winter, so people are very happy to be outside anyway. Here, winter is what keeps us indoors, right? And among within. But over there, it's like you have fireworks, like ridiculous amount of fireworks. You're just like, where am I? Disney World? No, you're just in a neighborhood. And everybody like has competitions for fireworks. You're just like, this is dangerous. And they do have a lot of signs, like and big billboards saying like showing the warnings, like the graphic warnings of the dangers of fireworks. You're just like, it is next level here. But yeah. So I mean, like we're just preparing for Christmas, I guess. I finished wrapping what I have to wrap, but I always feel like there's always something like left over or last minute thing that I have to do. Like I went
But you always get like emergency chocolate gifts.
I know.
Just in case someone drops by
sure.
and it's like,
That's what we're going to do tomorrow. We have to do some shopping tomorrow
For
before we go to my
sure.
mom's. For sure,
Yeah.
we're going to get a couple baskets, a couple of
Just in
chocolates,
case.
some cookies.
Mhm.
just in case there's like someone's
Someone's going to come to the door that we forgot.
shows
And it's
up.
like,
And you're like, oh yes, Merry Christmas. I was ready for you. No,
Oh,
for
I
yeah.
have
sure.
something for you too.
I know, X amount of chocolates, X amount of bottle of wines. Like
Things that
really
are
like an
just
exchange.
generic that
yeah.
will
So
work
make
for.
me-
well, I don't like to do gift cards, so I'd rather buy a bunch of extra stuff and have it ready.
Yeah, I know. And I think for me too, that's like Christmas, right? Like something tangible, something like they open or and
Yeah.
I don't know, chocolates is a big thing. Like I think chocolates is very Christmas.
My
I guess at
neighbor gave
Walmart,
us
too, they
chocolates
have
that I
that.
wasn't expecting. I gave her mail, well, because the whole porch pirate thing. I watch
Yeah.
for her stuff. She watches for mine. We've known
Yeah.
each other for 19 years. It's great.
Nice.
And she gave us a box of chocolates. Like, I've never expected that. We give each other
Oh.
cards, but it's like so nice,
Yeah. So that's good. How about you? What have you been doing this past week? Other than,
Well,
Christmasing?
so like you, I had planned. So for December, going into December, I had planned 2 days off, and I wasn't worried about anything because my wife was working.
Yeah.
She only has the stats off, and I thought, okay, I wasn't too worried about taking days off. So I booked 2 off that she said I should take so she can take the Girl Scouts camping, take the car,
Yeah.
do whatever, because she's a scout leader. the Girl
Okay,
Scouts. So we're always lending the car to the girls and they can do what they do. And it's like, so I took off because I work Sunday to Wednesday. And so I had my 2 Sundays and I was happy. And it's like, well, all of a sudden I took a look at my timesheet, and because of my seniority at Walmart and stuff, I'm looking, geez, all of a sudden I got 5 more days and this and that. Well, if I already booked the days and such that I would have Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve off. It's like,
yeah.
if I played with the days a bit, I could have 14 days off.
Oh,
Ding, 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 ding. But I got it approved by 3 different bosses. And,
awesome.
Oh, yeah, I was a smart guy. And
Yeah.
then one came back to me and said, well, you can't have this day. I go, why? He goes, mathematically, it doesn't work and this and that. And I go, I don't care. So take the earliest day off. So they took
Yeah.
the 18th or something off the Sunday, one of the
Okay.
Sundays. It's like, great. I don't go back to after the second. And it's like, but
Yeah.
I'm already
Oh, that's
bored.
nice.
You know how you feel like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get up normally at 4:30 to start work at 6, and I'm struggling to get to Yorkdale to walk at 9:30 because I'm already falling into some bad habits. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Your
And
time
when I'm
schedule's all
doing the
messed
food,
up.
Yeah.
It is. So I still won't eat. So it's like, okay, so
Yeah.
now I'm not eating until 12 o'clock because I want to
Mhm,
go walk. I
mhm,
want to walk fasted if I can. And
mhm.
it's not a hardship because if I'm sleeping in or if I'm staying, it's not that even that I'm sleeping in. I'm just chilling on the couch and I'm doing this, right? I'm being bad, procrastinating.
Yeah.
And by the way, most evil device on the planet. But
But yeah, no. I mean, earlier this week I had to do a slew of earlies since last Thursday, and early and me, I'm okay. Like I have to be on when I have to be on. It's just off my routine, and my routine
Normally
is
she's
1 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Yeah.
okay.
And that allows me to, like, take the kids to school, clean the house, cook lunch, dinner, all that above, and then I go to work out. I run as much as I can in the mornings, right?
Before work.
And so the 1 to 9 works. I kind of feel like sometimes now, am I missing out on the kids when they're home from school? He's home at that point, so I text them. I go, hey, want to start your laundry, stuff like that. They probably don't want to hear from me in any case.
Yeah.
And I know
whenever mom texts, it means that I have to do
something is happening. Like, hey, do you want to do some math sheets? No, mom, and stuff like that. But when I do go home anyways, from an earlier shift, so I'll be home by like 3 p.m. Enough that they're just coming off the school bus. They look at me like, why are you home? Because they know I'm gonna tell them get off the device. But I've been so tired, like I'm just so off my schedule. Like I'll shower and then I kind of like just sit on the couch with them. And then I'm like, do you want to do something? No. Do you want to do something? No. I don't even feel, because the days are also so short, right? Like by 4:30, it feels like it's really
darker,
dimming.
Yeah.
My motivation to do anything, and we live by trails, and I'm like, do you want to walk? They're like, no. I'm like, all right.
How old are
Like,
the kids?
Our youngest is 9, and then our middle guy is in grade 9, and then we have one who's 19.
Okay, see, yeah.
So it's quite a stretch,
when
right?
they hit 19, it's tough because
Yeah, well,
my
the
daughter,
9,
getting
yeah.
her to do anything with me is getting really hard now.
I know, and they're busy, and I get that.
Yeah.
But this is
Yeah.
it. Even with the early shift, it was like a juggle with our 2 cars, right? So our oldest, of course, he drives. But I'm like, okay, listen, I need you, since I'm going to be early. You can drop me off work, and you can have the car, but can you bring those 2 in school?
Yeah,
so it's like
he
one
was
of those
with-
shift. He's like, oh, and I mean, he's happy to have the car. He's like, oh, okay. So on one hand, you put that responsibility on him. He gets it done, which is
Yeah,
awesome, right?
Did you make it to school? Yeah.
Yeah, we're here. I can track them. I can see their little pings, right? But for the middle guy, I'm like, so you're gonna have to make your lunch. Like I think I spoiled them in that aspect. I don't mind doing it, but I'm like, you're on your own lunch duty. Is that okay? Yeah, I'll do it. Right?
Isn't it funny now how we track our kids so much?
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah. They never happened with us.
9, 10, 11 years old, I would go 8, 10 kilometers away. As long as I was home by 6 o'clock for dinner, my mom and dad didn't have a clue. As long as I came in with my limbs,
Yeah.
I was good, right?
And this
Oh,
is
I know.
Toronto, right? Toronto for you.
Yeah,
I know.
Toronto.
Nobody really checked as long as we came home for dinner. No, my mom didn't know who I was hanging out with. It was always like with friends. I never had any reason to lie when I was younger, I guess, right? So
Even
much
when
trust.
we were Tristan's age, we were 19.
Yeah.
They never knew where we
Yeah,
were.
that's true.
Yeah.
We were together already, but
Yeah.
they never knew what we were doing.
Well, and now I guess this is it, right? It's like because things are available, it's like we are compelled to use them. We're compelled to want to have them for tracking. But
Yeah,
you
you
guys
said
were
you
together
stayed-
when you were 19?
grade 12, yeah,
Grade 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
We've known each
me and
other
my-
since grade 5.
grade 5.
We've known each
I
other
was-
since grade 5.
So grade 10, my wife was in grade 9.
Oh,
okay.
She bumped into me first day of her grade 9 because it was high school. Grade 9,
Yeah.
she bumped into me. And she ended up with a friend of mine. And then that didn't
Oh.
work. And then January-ish, things happened.
yeah.
And so how many years
high school
until-
sweethearts,
How many years until you guys got married?
12 years.
Okay.
We went to college, did our thing.
Yeah.
that's
I
the
went to
same
one
thing.
school.
Yeah.
She went to 2.
Yeah.
We did it. We
Yeah.
did college, moved out, got apartments,
Yeah.
and then eventually she wised up and we're getting married. She said, "We're getting married," and I said,
Yeah.
"Yes, ma'am."
That's awesome. Yeah. No, I feel like
She's
the
the
stories
boss.
nowadays are so different, right?
Yeah, we were 26 when we got married, so we
Yeah.
did the whole school thing and everything.
Yeah.
So,
What else for
yeah,
We're good.
I think we're good for our next segment. which is
It's time for show and tell.
Which I mean,
Oh, I'm
we
slow.
had
I'm
been
slow. I'm slow.
we had been seeing and showing and telling
We've been doing show and tell this whole
throughout.
time.
It's actually a show and tell kind of show.
Yeah, it's been a
Care
show
of
and tell.
care of you.
I don't even know if Rick still has things to show
Oh,
and tell.
he does. I have
Oh.
every faith that he does.
I mean,
Yeah,
the stuff
so
that's
far-
packaged up, I gotta hold on to. But,
All right, Maria.
Okay,
What do you
so we kind of start losing space. Kind of, he's very creative with his shelving, but with my books, I legit am losing space. And so just last week, I started to try to reconfigure my bookshelves. There really is no reconfiguring my bookshelves. It was called dusting it, trying to see what's movable, because sometimes I do stack things with a bit of looseness, but I think I can only have space for
How many more
just a few
books?
more books, depending on how thick they are, of
But
course,
then they
right?
can start going into the kids' rooms.
Maybe they can start, maybe some of the Lego might have to disappear from my shelves
Wow.
and come somewhere down here. I don't know. But it's interesting, the things that I find in my bookshelf, because I have things on top of books or slotted between books. And I have this thing for forehead flashlights. So these are the things. My dad loved flashlights, has a huge collection of flashlights.
Does it work? Do you need batteries?
So I had to do batteries on this. Oh, how come it doesn't work again? Anyways, I do. I remember I read a lot when I was younger, and my dad, who loved camping and stuff, would always buy me a forehead flashlight. I know these things are sold in Costco. I did just change the battery, but maybe there, right? So the things that I feel get slotted behind the books, I'm like, oh, there you are, and I feel like
So what are you going to use this for?
I don't know now, but I feel well, I need to make sure that the what's it called, the
You
batteries
can use
are
it for
working.
when you're walking in the trails, but you don't want people
Yeah.
to see.
Well, nobody will. Well, I don't want people to see.
Nobody's
But
gonna
maybe,
mess with you. If you have a-
exactly. Oh, she has a forehead flashlight. She's an interesting one. Let's stay away from her. Yeah. So I like these, and I found another cool flashlight too. I do. I feel like my dad's influenced me so much in terms of my.
They don't work.
Yeah, these batteries from Costco. Anyways,
You got to get your batteries from Walmart.
but what
oh,
were
they're
those?
no better. Best Buy, Walmart, Costco, all those non-name, they're great because of their cost. And if
Yes.
you add it up, it's it still makes sense cost-wise, but they're not as good as a
Duracell,
new Duracell.
Energizer.
No,
But
but I think
when you
Oh,
cost
there.
out, you realize you're still better off buying these cheap ones. Oh, look at that. There you go.
Why is it strobe?
I don't know, but these are Duracell. They are
Oh.
Duracells.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe it's just a contact. Maybe it is old. Maybe it's been hiding behind my bookshelf for so long
Yeah, maybe it's the contact.
that it's
There's
cold.
dust.
The contact.
I had to
that's
throw out a
basically-
bunch of stuff because the batteries corroded. I was so upset.
Yeah.
Is there a strobe?
I mean,
Is that
a
a
feature?
setting or is there a regular?
so if I walk around the trails with this on my forehead and this, I'm definitely.
it's
not.
like you're a biker right now. You have the biking.
Yeah.
Well, at night you gotta
Um,
be safe.
But what are those really cool flashlights? They were heavy metallic. I know this is metallic one too, but they came in
The large mag lights.
yes. Oh my god, my dad had great ones. Anyways,
They're
our
weapons. Big
our
steel
s-
one like the cops would have, or the security guard.
So you're into alternate bricks. This is a little bit different.
So our son is in second year industrial design in Sheridan, and I guess he's getting into 3D printing. So he came home one day with this, and then he flips it, and it's completely flat. So the things that he's trying.
But then I
to-
tried putting a minifigure, and the clutch power works.
Oh,
You can
really?
you can stick a minifigure on there.
So we're like, what else can you make? Can you make us mega?
I know. I was like, can you make one of those big?
So as the parents were
the
like,
big
what are
maxi
your
figures?
limits? What are things that you can design and you can practice on? But first year he was doing a lot of woodwork, so he was making a lot of weaponry and a lot of it's almost what's it called, cosplay
Cosplay.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
Even his TAs are like, oh, I want you to make this thing.
But he hasn't been doing that this year because he said he doesn't have time.
He
'Cause
doesn't have time.
Last year he was always in the.
Well, he's doing textiles, and another lab is really using the 3D printer.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what he comes up with. But I want to go into his program. When I was younger, I didn't realize these kinds of programs existed. It was just science all the way.
And my daughter was choosing high schools, and we got to tour the major schools that she was interested in. In that that period of time before you got to make the decision. There was 2 or 3 schools I wish I could have gone to. I would have gone with her.
Yeah.
It's so cool now. And of course, she didn't choose either of the schools I would have chosen, but that's okay.
Was it like you two when you went on the tour with her? You were more interested than
what's available.
because I went on the tour with Tristan, and I was more interested in asking questions than
And
he
he's
was.
probably like,
And I remember when I was his age, again, when I would go on tours, I'd be like, okay.
I was there to be the
Like,
driver.
as parents.
Honestly, I was there to be the driver and the chauffeur, but I'm sitting there like, wow, this is so cool.
yeah.
And that was after the first one. So then I wanted to take her to the second and the third and the fourth. I didn't realize how cool the schools were now.
Yeah.
It seems like as parents now, or as we're more mature,
There's a perspective,
We-
right, that we appreciate.
yeah, we appreciate these little bits of information that tour guides give, or even as you're going to a school.
Mhm.
As when we were students, we weren't really appreciating all these little
Don't they
things.
say that your brain forms best like at 23? So really, we're just like, okay, I'll go to school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was a horrible student. I had a pillow in my locker in grade 9. I mean, it was bad.
Is that?
Oh yeah,
more
and then
now?
random things that kind of fell. You know, in my head, it's like, why do I buy these things? So this is a pen case. I love pens. I love stationery, and it's a brass pen case coming from I think Shanghai, and it's beautiful. And I'm like, I haven't
Oh.
even used it yet, and yet I don't.
It
Made in
looks like
Japan.
gold.
It's by the Travelers Company. I know it's like a gold thing. It's nice and cold, this brassy thing. And I feel nostalgic about it because I grew up, part of my childhood was in Asia, in Brunei. And I feel like our pencil cases were like this, just very simple, 2 pieces of metal, things like this. And you really just had like 3 pencils, your eraser and a sharpener, and then a ruler underneath it. And I think even came like as a set like that. But I think I just got this for the nostalgia of it. I always have in my
Now
bag
there's
or my purse.
fingerprints all over.
I know I have to clean this now, but I always have like a pencil case with the pens that I use every day. That I'm like, why did the things that I buy, right? Like the extra things that just triggers some sort of memory, and I'm like, oh, I want it, and then it's really just tucked in my
All
bookshelf.
these kitschy things. that we have.
And I don't have kids who'll be like, oh, mom, I really want that. Like, no, none of my kids are like, what is this?
They really want.
As getting older, is this too big to be a pill box? Like, can
They'd be like, where's the mom? I can't turn this on. Where's the on
Yeah.
button?
I can't swipe
Yeah.
anything to left, right?
How do I charge this?
Yeah. So that's that. And just the last bit is I also love to journal. I have a ton of journals, and the things that again make it to my
Oh, it has
life.
your initials.
I know, yeah. So I usually do the moleskin journals, but a few years and years ago, this has to be like over 10 years. I still have them, and they're still empty. Meaning, I have like several journals that are still yet to be filled in my life. So I really have to stop buying journals.
Shinola.
Maybe this
Kohl's,
should be a
I remember
resolution.
Kohl's bookstores used to sell them. Indigo.
Oh my god, yeah,
And it was a whole section, and
it was.
then the pens because you want the right pen. It was a whole thing.
Exactly. But Shinola is a
You're
company
showing
in
our
Detroit.
age.
I know, but this is it, right? Like part of it is I am loath to like use the things that I have, and I'm like, well, who am I saving it for? Like I have to use it before I'm done, right? Like my kids are gonna be like, "Yay, mom, you left us a journal with your initials on it." I don't
Oh,
know.
it's mad.
Yeah, my initials.
The other one doesn't say mad.
So this one, my middle guy can use this because
Okay.
those are his initials
Yeah.
too, if he ever wants to use it, or I'll use it. But yeah, Shinola is a U.S. company. They actually make a lot of good leather goods, lots of bags, and they tried to get into stationery, and that's where I got excited when I saw all of their line. But I think they're out of this again. So if anything, this is like kind of rare commodities that they tried their part trying to enter that stationery realm. And
Since you like to journal and you have these great books, this is going to sound a little morbid.
okay.
Put that
I'm all about
idea
morbid.
aside. And you have how many children? 2, 3?
Three.
Three.
See.
Oh,
Take
death
time.
journals.
Mhm.
Well, thoughts and things.
She
but
does that.
each
She
book-
does it.
I'll
but
show
each
you my
book
death
would
journals.
be dedicated to one
That's
child.
that's
This is exactly
that's
what I
she
have
has.
already.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
It's
See?
interesting,
See?
and it's like I was mad at you for this thing.
So I mean,
But the thing about
Because
her
they're-
death journals,
Yeah, because you can
they're-
say stuff in the book
Mhm.
that maybe you don't want to say now, and then someday they're going to look at it and go, you know what, Mom, she really did understand, or she
yeah.
really was upset when I scratched that car.
Yeah.
You
the
know,
thing about her death journals, they're all written in script, And so
My kids don't know how to read script, or maybe they'll figure it out.
they'll figure it out
ultimately.
eventually. But they're all script. They're all in
But
script.
all script. I like writing. I do like writing.
But yeah, so Tristan's death journal is the Lego moleskin.
Yeah. It's
And
like
then-
based on each of their preferences. Our youngest guy loves Star Wars, so I have a number of Star Wars journals.
And then Mason is Toy
dedicated.
Story.
Yeah, and Mason's always been like our Toy Story.
But you
kid.
started your life journals, I guess,
Mhm.
instead of death journals.
Yeah.
Pandemic. You're
Yeah,
doing
pandemic. I don't remember how I got this idea, but all my life I've always journaled, and then it comes to me where who is going to read this journal? I don't know if I want anybody to read this journal, so it was actually a good redirection that I'm writing, dear Tristan, dear, and it's as opposed to just nothing. And I do share bits where we probably had like a conversation together and it's funny or it's silly, and I'll even note that down.
Yeah.
If they have any funny sketches like from random pieces of paper, I'll glue that into this thing. Or even when we used to like print out pictures, we don't put them in albums. They lie all over the house. Or Santa pictures like from so many years.
So she puts it.
I'll just toss them and kind of like see what I remember of that day and kind of like put my bit, because I don't know, like I know we love our parents to however we can, but do we really know our parents, right? Other than that role as mom and dad to us. But like the person of mom, the person of dad, what more can we glean off of them? And I don't know. Maybe my kids might read this, maybe they won't. But we
tried a little podcast thing. We didn't do it we didn't post it live. It's just private right now. But I had her read and five or six entries into her Tristan podcast. And I was listening to it. I'm like, oh, this is good stuff to hear. But she finds it personal too.
I find it difficult actually to verbalize what's already ink on paper. Ink on paper is something like it's cathartic, right? But like to have to read it out loud felt almost like an invasion. And so I don't know if Nick just like enjoyed hearing my voice, right? For him, it's like
no, it was good. It was good, interesting, because you were talking about Tristan's struggles with certain things, and then how you related with your own life, and it was I liked it. It was good.
Yeah, but I don't know, maybe
we kept it on private, and so it's.
But no, I do enjoy it. But like I feel again, it's been so busy this last few weeks. I do try to rotate it, like at least a once a week kind of entry, and I haven't been very good this last week. And sometimes it comes with inspiration. Like I'll have an idea, like I almost have a dialogue with them in my head. But then by the time I get to their journal, that's lost, right? Like it's like the way that the turn of the words, I'd be like, oh, that's a great thing to like write down.
You got to do it on your phone and
then it's gone, right?
Like your phone.
It's really hard to recreate that. And then I go off on a different whole tangent when I'm actually writing out the words to my initial intention.
Because I think it's because the era we grew up in, and because we used to have to journal in school, and it just became a habit. Later.
Yes.
But then, like a lot of things, it falls away. But I'm an information keeper. Like for me, I'll use even the apps and the calendar app and stuff. And my wife will tell you, like, I put the silliest things in there. Like I look today, and I look at, or what came up, yesterday. Or actually, no, today's Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, so Matrix got damaged by falling tree December 22nd, 2013. So the big ice storm in Toronto. Like if I don't journalize, I'll put notes in my calendar.
Okay.
And it makes me think about stuff. I'm like, well, that's 10 years ago today.
Yeah.
The ice storm destroyed my Matrix. So we were going to Pickering. We were 10 minutes late leaving the house. We get down to the parking lot behind the building, warming up the car. Wife's in the front passenger seat, daughter's in the back seat. I'm clearing the ice from the car. Next thing I hear, the tree is breaking.
Wow.
And branch this thick right through the window, front quarter panel, and the
my gosh.
Oh yeah. I'm on my back. I don't know, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. I get up and realize, oh my God, like what's just happened? My family's in the car. I fling the door open. It's like,
my God.
Everyone's okay, but it's like, and then we had to drive around for another 4 hours. We had to realize, okay, our car is
with
smashed.
That.
So the windshield is smashed. The whole area has no power. We had to drive 5 kilometers before we could find a supermarket with food that was open that could take anything from us. And then we had no car for like 3 weeks or 4 weeks or whatever while we had. Oh, and the rental place had to do everything based on their cell phone. They couldn't even run their computers. They're doing handwritten notes.
Yeah.
People were trying to figure out how to do business again the old way because technology was failing us that day in Toronto.
Yeah.
But yeah, those little notes and journalizing,
Those
however
little
you
notes,
do it,
yeah.
well, you know, whether it's digital,
Yeah.
do it, you know.
Yeah. It just takes space, you know, like this is the thing. And I mean, like we live in a house where we hoard, we collect, we create a treasure trove of stuff, but like it's a lot of stuff suddenly that I'm like, okay, what do we actually like leave behind, you know, when we are gone? But I'm very cognizant of that, the time that we have that's precious. And I don't know, I do like to keep info as well. But I love stories, right? Like I'm always, whenever I see my my relatives, I'm like, hey, what do you remember of so and so? What do you remember of my dad? Like those
Yeah.
are, you know, there's the memories you have personally, but what do other people who also knew my dad remember of him? So
They'll
I feel
appreciate it when they're like
I feel like a lot of people
adults.
don't share stories so much. I don't know. It's interesting.
Rick, what do you got?
Well, let me show you a little thing I did. You're saying you were hoarders, and it's like I had to make space, move stuff out so I could refresh the studio and have space for any new stuff coming in. And I'll hold this up to the camera. This is what I did to make space in a storage unit. I strapped
your
my
bike.
bikes,
Oh, wow.
my bike and my daughter's bike up to the roof. Did that up to
How
2
high
feet.
is this? It's a
Well, that would
storage.
be. Well, the top is 8 feet
Okay.
because that's typical.
What did you
for
use
so-
to strap it?
Oh, ratchet
Like
straps
zip-
you get from Dollarama.
Ziploc?
Oh.
I mean, zip ties.
They're like $4 a strap. Each one will hold 250
okay.
pounds. I had 3 on each bike. It was nothing. Now,
Nice,
it took me an hour by myself to do it because I have a bum shoulder. And it's
Yeah.
so
Oh my
one
yeah,
God.
that's
side
heavy.
up on the shelving unit, other
That's
side
crazy.
I continuously
That's a
strap it.
2-person job.
Yeah, it is.
It would have been.
One person to hold the bike while you strap it on.
Wow.
Everyone else has lives too, and this was my job.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, that looks good though. Yeah, I know our
hey,
garage
it worked.
is full of
It was an
bikes.
idea. I wanted to try it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Honestly, in April, when I do want to get them down, I won't even waste time like trying to undo strap it. I'll just snip.
Cut. I was gonna say, just cut. Just be careful of the fall, right? Like.
Well, I'll have shelving in it for the drop. It's only gonna drop 6 inches, and then I'll shimmy it down. But yeah, I mean, I use leverage.
Oh, very good.
My daughter was going.
Oh.
Oh, too loud.
I don't know what I could show off to him. Oh, you know what? I did say I haven't opened this yet. I'm going to open this.
Oh, what is that?
Cool.
Pinocchio?
You're
Well,
getting Nick all intrigued with all these different
I don't know if I
sets.
can make it lower. But... So, JM Bricklayer
That's great.
Jam Bricklayer.
is the company. The quality is pretty much Lego because I've already built 1 or 2 of their sets. But this guy is beautiful.
Yeah. It's all like side building.
Like snot building.
Snot technique.
Is there like a Jiminy Cricket too?
I wish.
Soon.
But you know what? I might take a Lego figure and put it with it. But it's like, I looked at it on and off for 2 months and thought I'd buy it. I might pay full price for it. And then
Are they allowed to say Pinocchio, or do they call it like Wooden Boy or something?
So Disney doesn't own Pinocchio.
Oh,
I know everyone thinks it. They may own an image as they produced it. As far as I know, they don't own Pinocchio. They don't own the story of the
Right. It's still like Grimm's
Puppetry.
brother or whoever. Okay.
Yeah, and Disney's going to get spanked during the next 10 years because all of their oldest stuff, including the first versions of Mickey Mouse, they all become public domain as of 2024.
Oh,
why?
Yeah.
just a
You
license.
can only hold the rights to stuff for a
For-
certain amount of time, and Disney has already extended like a few times, and they'll try and fight it again for
Mhm.
sure. But they're at the end now. Stuff's going to become public domain that they have,
and they
built a
can't
company.
like renew it and I guess
they've done what they can, and they'll throw armies of lawyers at it. But I
Interesting.
think what you've seen with Disney during the last 8 to 10 years, where they bought the Marvel stuff and they bought the Star Wars stuff, and this was them preparing for them not being able to milk the classic cartoon Disney stuff
Interesting.
anymore, because other people are going to be able to do it. I don't know who would want to make a Donald Duck or a Mickey Mouse.
They're not cool anymore.
Well, they're not cool anymore, but who would want to do it? Because you're going to be judged against the classics.
Yeah.
When is that ever?
It'll be a spoof of the original.
People say a sequel is better. Well, how much better is it going to be when another company tries to do it?
For sure.
Absolutely, there's going to be merchandisers and marketers. They're looking at that, and that's fine. And Disney will still be able to claim protection and rights for their artwork and their imagery, but the idea of a mouse and Minnie Mouse and this and that and that's all going to become open to a lot of people, and maybe there'll be some creative people who can do some cool stuff with it. I don't know. But
so you say you're a hoarder. Do you keep all your boxes? Because you have a lot of boxes that have nice.
So I did. I first it was I kept every box. Then it was. Then it
You're getting excited. You're getting too excited.
Yeah. Then it was keep the UCS boxes, the signature boxes from Mega, all the nice ones, anything that presents well. Then it got to a point, why?
Yeah.
I'm not selling this stuff, not this stuff anyway. Yeah. And it's like, well, any cardboard box you open is actually not that healthy for you. Take a look at the paper side, the fiber side of all those boxes. That's leaching into your home environment, into your living room, your bedroom, your basement, all those boxes. That's paper fibers, and you get dust and everything. Well, paper fibers. If you have anyone with breathing issues, I ask people, think about that every time you open a box, a paper box. Get rid of them if you absolutely don't need them. It's better for you, better for your breathing. Mm-hmm. Especially if anyone in the household has any issues.
Yeah.
So you don't keep them anymore. You toss them out. You recycle.
Every box goes, and I do my best now. I think I've kept 3 boxes now over the years. Like I have some, like I'll make a set that's Halo from Halo Fest CE. The box is actually worth more than the set, so I kept the box.
Interesting.
Eventually, I'll probably chuck that too. But
that's cool.
What's that?
A dragon's head.
Oh my god! I just realized. Look at this. J.M. Bricklayer's getting a lot of press here today. But yeah, look at that dragon head.
Wow.
I think a friend's husband got this.
Really?
Will. I think somebody
like off-brand?
Yeah, off-brand. And I think it's in his office.
Oh yeah, you can absolutely get
somebody
this
gifted it to
head or 3 different colors of this head variants, like repaints, and save 20%, 20-30%. I wanted the printed manual. I wanted the box, at least for building and showing it off on the stream. So, but I think that's going to present really well. Plus, I love dragons. I bought. I'm just destroying everything in here. Super 18K is another manufacturer that came out of the Lep and Lili, fire when the courts took them down. I have a Gundam set that's like 28 inches tall that I built. I want to say it was 3,000, maybe 4,000 pieces, but I built 2 dragons. And the dragons are from Game of Thrones, and they're about 2,000-3,000 pieces each, and they have nose to tail over 1 meter and wing to wing 1 meter. Huge. And I still haven't been able to take pictures of it because I could barely build it on my desk. And someday I got to figure how to take pictures of it.
After you build a set, and if you don't display it, do you take it apart and put it in a bag, or do you part it out?
Every set I've ever built has been on display for an average of 2 years. I use that as a magic number. mostly because to leave any set together longer than 2 years, you risk a little bit of plastic memory where like if you bought all your sets yourself new, you know your first owner and everything. And the kids, the sets we had as kids, we built them 100 to 200 times, and that's normal wear and tear. Clutch goes away.
Mhm.
But for a lot of people, what they find is sets that have been together 10 and 20 years, they only ever built once. They take the piece off, they put it back on, the clutch isn't there.
Yeah.
It's brittle. Oh,
Well, it can be brittle, but
yeah.
it has retained a little bit of that expanded memory from that slight tension that
Oh.
whole time. So for me, magic number is about 2.5 years. And I need the space. I don't have unlimited display space. I got X number of cabinets.
So where does it go after the
Ziploc,
2 years?
Ziploc City. I break them down, Ziploc City, and into totes. Like I got a
Okay.
big tote on the floor, 51-liter totes, something like that. And I break everything down. So any tote that has a broken down set will also have the matching manuals in that same box.
So you never just
Uh,
part it out and add it to like a parts collection or anything?
To
Or
a
do you
bulk?
even have a parts
I do.
collection?
I do. I absolutely have bulk. I have bulk in storage, and I also have bulk
Sorted?
on the part, sorted by color and sorted by parts. Because
Okay.
that used to be my backdrop.
Oh,
Was
with
all
the
my little pull
Sterilite.
drawers.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
their like
yeah.
tiny little pull drawers. 64, a Princess Auto,
Yeah.
yeah.
the blue. I still got a lot of them, and I have some behind the desk on the floor for the grays, the blacks, and whites. My most common.
But
needed.
those are all Lego. It's not the
They're all
mixed in.
Lego. Oh no,
Yeah.
they're Lego. Anything that's not Lego, if there's extra parts, then I ziplock them and I'll mark the manufacturer, the set, the number.
Yeah.
Very detail oriented. Goes into the tote, and then I even go so far as I spreadsheet everything. I take, of course, photography of everything. After I build it, and I use Google Photos to store all my photography for everything. And then I even on my spreadsheet, I use a website to make QR codes. So I can then put a piece of paper on the front of the tote that'll have the 10 or 15 sets or whatever's in that tote. And then I could take my phone, take with the photo app, there's the QR code, loads up my Google Photos album. I see my set, my photography, links to my YouTube videos if there was any.
Nice.
I'm a information collector and I'm kind of anal about it, but it works.
It's good for like your hobby to like
Be so meticulous and
Yeah.
organized about it. Yeah.
categorize everything and have your inventory and you have your whole collection.
I was flipping out when I pulled out the sets. I sent you, Nick, the photos of the big sets I was putting in storage.
Yes, on the flatbeds.
And there we go. Let's see, where's my camera?
Oh wow.
So, I don't know what
Yeah.
15,000, 18, well, maybe $15,000 worth, right? Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But a lot of good use, yes, and also the big Omega signature sets.
Yeah.
The Castle Grayskull, the Snake Mountain, the Turtle Drome, big Halo set. The I wonder where my Enterprise is. I'm looking like, hey, there's one missing.
Uh-oh.
I'll have to look. There's an Enterprise floating around. By the way, that was one of the best sets I ever got from Amazon US. That's when I learned, you can order Amazon US in Canada. And that was like a $200 set in Canada and shipped after customs and everything. I got it for $75 Canadian.
Wow, that's awesome.
From Amazon US.
US,
Like,
yeah.
so I check that. I check
That's
UK,
awesome.
US, and Canada every day, or almost every day.
Yeah, sometimes you don't know the deals.
So
That
you're
happens
still
to me.
rocking the pool table after all these years.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
So first thing I wanted to show was so I talked about Squirtle, right? And right
Is there
now
something new?
this is no Squirtle's not here.
Oh.
But I was wondering where I can put Squirtle. So
Yeah,
my
no.
plan is I'm gonna take whatever's in here and put it in a different cubby. I'm gonna take Turtwig. I think Turtwig can fit in here.
I don't know.
And then Squirtle can be up here beside. And then if Bulbasaur ever comes, I figure I can take this out, put Eevee. I think Eevee can fit in here, and then
This is our future planning.
have
I'm
Bulbasaur up
looking at your
here.
stuff, and I'm looking at this is your unique stuff. This should be what's behind you on all your streams.
I know, but it's I sort of like
He loves the modulars.
You like the modulars being behind you?
I like the
Then hey,
modulars
that's
in
what
there.
works. Then.
Like this is unique stuff too.
Yeah.
But also too, like when you walk down the stairs, I like seeing it in the corner, and then it's more for my visual. Like
it's nice you got Nintendo together, and it's nice you got Pokemon together. But sooner or later, you're going to run out of space for one or the other.
Right?
I know. Well, that's why my new plan for Squirtle. So Squirtle will be right here beside Charmander. I'm going to move Mudkip over, and then Turtwig will go in here.
So let me ask you this. Are you finding your interests are moving towards the bigger stuff, or you can still enjoy a small build?
I still enjoy the small stuff. My interests are the minifigures too. So I'll buy like these Sonic sets. I'm not going to keep them built. I bought it primarily for the minifigures. I'll build it, and then I'm just going to keep the pieces for like mocks and stuff.
Sure.
And same with this. So these two sets, you get all the minifigures. You get Tails, and you get Tails in this one, and then here you get Sonic, Dr. Eggman, and Amy. So because I was like, I wanted to just get the sets that have, so you get all the minifigures.
Yeah.
Luckily, unlike, because I remember back when Lord of the Rings Hobbit was out, if you wanted to get the little dwarves, are they called dwarves? Is that politically, what are they called? Yeah, dwarves.
I think it's better than the other word you were thinking.
I was thinking elves, but they're not elves.
Oh, okay.
The elves are the bigger. So my show and tell. Since you're alternate builds. Do you know Sluban?
Sluban, yes.
So
okay,
this is a Philippines jeepney.
It was sent to us by one of my cousins.
Yeah,
as a gift for our son.
I haven't built it yet.
So
the mini
so
figures.
is jeepney what you call the vehicle, or
Yeah, so this is like
It's
one
like
of the
a
public
bus.
a public transport. It's
Okay.
smaller than a bus. It probably can seat like 20 people in there.
So what a jeepney was, it used to be the military vehicles in the Philippines
From World War II.
So the Americans would have their, I guess, jeeps, the military jeeps, and then when they left, they had all these vehicles, and so the Filipinos they decorated them. So
and some of them are really decked out.
yeah, they have all these like fringe and
Other
designs.
figurines.
But this one is just the colors of the Filipino flag, basically. That this design.
And
is.
how you pay for it is there's no tap, of course, or I don't know. I haven't ridden a jeepney in years now, since maybe I was really little. But the way was you go in, and if you're seated at the end, you pass your fare to the next person who'll pass it up until the driver. Like there's no it was like a trust thing.
The honor system.
They'll ask you like, how far did you want to go? You'll say no, so and so street. It's maybe about 10 kilometers, and based on that, they already have some sort of framed cost. But there's several hundreds of these jeepneys all over the Philippines. They also have buses, and there's also a subway system. But these jeepneys are very, like, to me, the Philippines. Like, I don't know anywhere else that has something like this.
So the minifigure kind of looks like Playmobil, I guess.
Yeah,
they have like the round head.
So have you built any of these Sluban sets with that minifigure yet?
I haven't built. I haven't built it yet. Like the.
So that minifigure.
I opened it up and looked at the instructions because I wanted to first see if I can just get the same pieces in Lego and build it. Because I think the pieces are pretty much the same. There's no unique.
Most Sluban pieces are more or less 1-to-1 of Lego, so you'll find it's probably pretty doable.
Yeah.
The minifigure, you'll notice something unique though. The head will have usually a stem that goes into the legs or torso. So the upper body will turn independently of the head and the legs.
Oh. Like it can rotate, like it pivots on the torso.
It has a pivot, and then usually the head also has like almost a ball joint. And the wrists have a ball joint.
Oh,
it's like a long neck.
Yeah.
That's funny. But yeah, the pieces look very plastic. Well, Lego's plastic, but maybe like lighter. Like it's not as
It's not as
heavy.
dense. It feels like light plastic.
Yeah. Well, Rick would know more. What
Oh.
Yeah.
what other sets did you build that was Sloobin?
Well,
Is it mostly vehicles?
check this. Two tanks and aircraft and like a car or a taxi. But here's
Okay.
a slew band set.
Oh,
Check these out. So these are like the
you know how to
Jaegers
make them
from
big?
Pacific Rim.
Go to the very bottom.
Ah,
Oh no,
ah.
not. Go to his face on the bottom. Go to the corner and then press the one that says solo.
There you go. So
That's
nice,
good.
nice
That's a Gundam.
retail box. Yeah, these build to about 8 or 9 inches tall.
So is Sluban like what? Japanese, Chinese?
Chinese,
Chinese.
It's nice.
but it's a nice box.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, I have another one. This one actually displays a little better.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
I feel like Harold would like all these.
He would like that.
I'll be building these starting probably late January.
Okay.
Build your
And
own story. It says on the back.
And you find
build
them
your own
mainly
story.
like online at this point?
These actually I bought from AliExpress, but I bought them in the box, as you can see. And I've ordered more that I have that have just come gray packed. They have the original parts in the bags with the original manual, but they don't have the box because the box, like Legos, half there, and you know you're paying by cubic foot. So if you can get rid of the box, you can save a lot of money.
Do you know how to put it back to
The spotlight layout. Shift 4.
Do you need me to Oh, you did it.
Okay.
So this is the set I built this week. It's an Avatar set. And
You got it for the minifigs.
yeah. But the submarine's cool. It has like a cool stand that it looks like it's diving into the water. I probably won't keep it built, but I liked it. You got a lot of nice sand green in here.
What do you think of the long legs on the minifigs?
It reminds me of
Is that
Woody,
weird?
the Woody character.
The Woody character, yeah, from Toy Story.
It makes this character look
Looks so
super
short.
short.
It's almost like the short ones, right? But it's just a regular.
But he is shorter though, because this is a
Oh, I see.
regular size minifigure.
Look at the variety of heights in this one set.
But again, with the Avatar sets, a lot of them have unique minifigures in each set. And so there are a lot so these are the other Avatar minifigures that I've gotten. And they're all different. These are all different characters from the movies. And so now adding this guy, these guys. Oh, I didn't even have my light. Hold on. That's what I forgot.
Maybe you should use like a forehead flashlight. I think that would be
Only
helpful,
had
actually.
one handy.
Right?
It all
Because-
ties in together now.
Because when you use this, like you only have so many hands to hold it.
All right. Yeah, so it has all like different characters, and I guess unlike Marvel, where the uniform you can distinguish them, I think it's more like just little things on their like their dress, their dress or facial markings that you're
You
supposed
should
to
be familiar with based on the
distinguish.
movie.
This guy has like, or she has like yellow markings on her face, and then this person has like on the forehead. This is supposed to be like the Sigourney Weaver character. It kind of looks like her.
If you notice, your shelves are dusted. I actually
Did you use?
I put the 9-year-old to work earlier today. He wanted to earn some Roblox and, get him off his device. And I showed him, take a picture first of each shelf and then take all the Legos out. And then
What?
here's the
You
duster.
didn't show him the Clean My Bricks vacuum.
I did. He used that.
Oh, he.
Oh, you
used it.
have
So
one.
Yeah, he got one.
I showed it on. I showed it last
It's
week.
interesting because we always just use Swiffer and to me it's like an easy swipe down. But with this, it does suck it, and then it has all the particles in the inside, so you have to clean it. It comes with a filter, but I feel like you can also see, look, the very end has like particles on it.
I wanted to dust the Sydney Opera House. So here,
Well, he said he was dusting
like the
all
white
these
part.
things.
Let's show it on camera.
He was actually working for a good hour, and then when I went to buy his Roblox, it didn't work. No, it's not working. There.
Hold on, don't do that.
It's getting very dusty now.
This part here is pretty dusty. You can't really tell on camera. But we were showing you something last week.
You know what I feel like it needs? It needs like some cosmetic brushes. They feel like big version uses cosmetic brushes.
Well, it came with all these extra pieces with, because it was actually late, and so
they gave you extras.
they gave me like these like extra bonus
Items.
bonus brushes and filters and like these brushes.
Oh,
here.
I want to use those brushes, but the thing is, when you use the brushes, then all the dust just goes everywhere.
I think it's to break up the dust maybe first,
Yeah.
and then you suck it up.
Maybe.
Maybe
Is that
that's
what the commercial says?
that's the strategy.
But yeah, it's a lot of dust down here. You know, I went and washed the blankets over there again. Maybe that's why.
This is our cleaning segment.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my show and tell
Okay.
for today. I think we'll go into our last segment. Where is it?
You mean Alan the brick friend doesn't have any weeks off? He just keeps plugging away with the Lego.
He's
It's time for news you can use.
It's music by Alan the Brick Fan. Well, it gives me time to set everything up. All right.
I wanted to go see that. I think that's a Star Wars burlesque show.
Oh, really? I think I heard about that.
Why is it giving me that ad? It's too sexy.
It's telling you have to go see it.
Okay. So news that you can use thanks to Alan the Brick Fan.
And Michael Kors purses,
Michael
but I don't
Kors.
need any purses.
Oh, so I didn't see this one yet. The Lego Harry Potter Visual Dictionary revealed,
Fish.
Ooh.
and the exclusive minifigure is Cedric Diggory in a tank top.
With his cuffs.
What's this on his?
His cuffs.
I don't remember that.
His sports cuffs. So, you know, your wrist sweat guards.
No, but is it? Why is it not going around his whole wrist? It's
Well,
Notice
because
how
Lego,
it is.
Lego will never paint all the way around.
so that's a default. That's a Lego default. It's not being canon. I thought it was being canon to the film that.
No, I think it's just a
There
Lego
was some-
limitation on their method of printing.
Yeah, print.
But yeah, this is a new torso. I haven't seen this torso yet for Cedric Diggory.
So
But
it looks good. When is the release?
we usually just get it on.
July 9.
Where's it cheapest? Is it
Costco.
Costco? Costco has these for cheap.
So if it's $24.99, these things used to be $19.99, and Costco probably have them for $15 or whatever. So everything's up and up. But it's interesting how he has this information 7 months away.
Well, he gets the
All the info.
Lego Ideas Queen Elizabeth II achieves 10,000
in her office.
supporters.
I like the carpeting. Look at her corgis.
We got some nice.
That is such a
stickers.
great gift idea for a reader, because that's
Yeah.
a bookend set if I ever saw it.
Yeah, you should put it in there. That's right.
This is similar to the Hans Christian Andersen
Ideas.
Charles
nice. Yeah.
Dickens. They had something like this.
But this one you can flank at the end of a book, right?
Oh yes.
But I've even
but then
seen like
it's sideways.
yeah, I've even seen some like like I want to say like Lego builders on Instagram, and they'll put something like a book slot. They'll make like a montage where it's like a scene, and it's like a tall vertical, and you put it between books, and then you look into it, and it's like a scene from a street or something. It's very clever.
But yeah, we'll see how. If this does win, it'll probably be like a gift with purchase or something. What else do we have here? Oh, so these are the
Ideas.
they already revealed 2 new Lego Ideas projects. And so one of them is the botanical garden, which I guess is similar to the Lego Friends botanical, but this one is like bigger, modular style.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. I think I saw another picture.
I almost
they
wonder
showed the
whether some
inside.
people actually put like real plants in this and then put it like outside,
Oh,
like a
Ooh.
but then
terrarium.
you'll get the yellow bricks though.
You could get the yellow bricks, and then plants breathe, right? So it's gonna start to like.
It's interesting they use eggs here as like the decorate. I don't know if I like that or not. It looks too much like eggs.
Now it looks like eggs. I wasn't bothered earlier.
Oh,
Huh. And now it seems like a lot of eggs.
I know. When you look at it now, it's like
they could have like kept it
so
to
many
I don't
eggs.
know 4.
Maybe Lego won't use eggs. We'll see if Lego will use eggs. So this is already coming out. It was approved December 7th. It's Your Family Tree. It might be a Target special or something.
Yeah.
This is kind of so-so.
Eh,
I wonder if they could have made it where you could. I don't know. It'll be hard, but like
Put
you
your
send in
own
a picture of
pictures?
your family, and then they send it back to you.
Like
I don't
Lego
know. Then
version, or
and
just
then
put
it's
tiny.
like this tiny one, but like I don't know how they would
You
have
could
done
probably
that.
print out
But then personalize it. I guess so.
like sticker for you or something, and just have like the dimensions. and print.
Sticker for you. They could have collaborated.
Dragon's Keep. I
This
forgot that this one was approved. Dungeons and Dragons.
That is huge.
This was approved almost like more than a year ago, or almost a year ago.
that's beautiful.
Yeah, so this is coming out.
Wow. I don't believe that.
Yeah, it's in Dungeons and Dragons.
But again, no release dates, right?
Yeah,
I hope
they should
it
have
looks as
released
good
this.
on the other side as it does from the front, the way it presents now.
That's
Mhm,
true.
mhm.
I don't know if it's all the way
It could be
around, or not.
open,
But they should have released this when the movie came out. Which the movie came out maybe around the same time that this was approved. I don't know.
Well, they've already done 2 Dungeons and Dragons movies now, right? I'm sure there'll be another one.
Yeah, there might even be a sequel to the one, like the characters that were just in the last one. Red London Telephone Box was approved February 8th, so we're still expecting this to come. I don't know. It's
It always reminds me of like Doctor
It's
Who,
okay.
something like this.
Yeah.
Those
Well,
sound blue.
That's the
Yeah.
problem. Every time you go telephone box,
Exactly.
oh, you're gonna make a telephone box? Why don't you give me a Doctor Who box? Because that's what I think. There's definitely a lot of people who would kill for a nice, large Doctor Who.
Yeah.
box.
I'm sure like the people in London would like something like this too. Just
Sure.
to have.
This I like.
This one I forgot too. I'm excited about
But
this.
then I think we like it because it has a moon again, right behind it.
Yeah,
Like,
it'll
if
be
you
hard
really-
to display
If
it
you really
don't
don't have that, it'll just be great.
That's true.
Like right now, it's outstanding because it really looks like the whole.
What do you think
Yeah,
about this one?
the moon makes it pop. I like the set.
Yeah.
I love the angles. Like it's so
exactly.
it's so not square, which
It's like the
Say-
Harry Potter. What was that? The building. The where Ron Weasley's house is.
Yes. No, I know.
The Burrows. Attack on the Burrows.
Yeah.
They have like this crooked.
But everything is like off kiltered, right?
Yeah.
well, just that little hook there that sells it right
Yeah.
there.
This. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jaws is also coming out too.
Oh, that one.
This nostalgic for you, right?
Yes. For me, Jaws
Yeah.
and Orca, those 2 movies, I think they came out within a year of
You
each other.
forget how big this killer shark was. That it was the same size.
It's as
as that
big as
boat.
this boat.
Yeah, it's monstrous. I remember being so terrified when I was little.
And I saw all the stuff on the movie, and the Jaws animatronic was just horrible. It was a nightmare. The fact they even got a movie made was amazing because nothing went right with that shark. So just cinematography miracle.
We get Cat again. It's okay. It could pass for a dog too if the ears are taller, longer.
and no long tail. But
Yeah. Well, I guess
reading
Oh.
already speaks to me. Oh my god.
Again, this looks like a gifted purchase too.
Yeah.
Like they're not gonna
This is
just
cute,
have.
but I
a
feel like
set.
we can make this already. Kind of.
It
Well,
looks like
yeah.
another nice bookend set,
Yeah.
but I would probably
Mhm.
want it a little bigger.
Oh yeah, this one too made it September 1st.
Wow, there's a lot.
Magical. So this one was the latest one too. So it was the botanical and Twilight,
Yeah.
the Cullen House. So
Architecture fans are going to eat this up because this is a nice.
it does look like
That was distracting. Like I didn't even see the wolf here. I thought it was like from a
Oh.
distance. I thought it was like part of the house. I'm like, what is that thing sticking out? Oh, it's the wolf.
it does look like one of the architecture sets previous, like the first generation of architecture sets when they used to make them like in all white. There's one that kind of looks like this. But who are these characters? I know this one is like the wolf guy, but is this supposed to be like
The dad.
Is that the dad?
I have honestly never sat through a single Twilight movie from beginning
Belle
to
and
end.
Didn't your
Edward.
daughter watch all the Twilight movies?
You know what?
I don't know. I feel like she would have been too young.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we had it. That's the one thing with me. When it came to the movies, as long as we could have a discussion about the content, I never
Yeah.
had an issue with her watching anything.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If anything was a little sketchy or a little too adultish, we could have that discussion. And she was always very mature.
Did she read the books?
Yeah, she was into the. She did read. I won't say she was into them, but she absolutely read the books.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And then the botanical garden too.
Got it.
So, the Lego collect. These are actually showing up. I don't know in Canada, but I know in the US they're showing up already
In stores.
in stores. So some people are getting these. Again, they're in boxes. You can't really
Yeah.
feel for like the goat or what. Do you do the collectible minifigures? Because I know you're a set guy. I don't know if you're a
So,
minifigure guy.
I have all of the CMFs up until about 2 years ago, including 2 Mr.
Oh.
Golds. I have one in bag, untouched.
What?
And I have
How did you?
I have a nasty one. That's the one I
What?
have touched.
I
I
don't know,
stopped with the
Justin-
CMS
Justin-
because for me it was. I'm a builder, and for me, I open up the
Yeah.
bag, I build a figure, and then Ziploc City. Because I used to display them on the base plates, and I would put 12 or 16 or 20 on a plate, nice colored
Yeah.
plates. But I don't have room to display a plate like that. I'd rather build a set and display a set. So it got to a point, I'm doing the CMFs, I'm buying them from my friends in Hamilton, and then a week later, they're going into Ziplocs. And I realized that's the worst investment for me because I'm not getting any joy out of it. And I don't,
Yeah.
so I realized I was buying it for content. Why? I don't have enough views that it makes any sense, and I'm not monetized. So it's like I'm done.
Whenever they come in something like this, I don't keep them together. They're all separated. And so, like for example, this athlete is probably going to go with my sports area,
category
or even
people.
I might stick him with the London Olympic 2012 team.
Sure.
And then like
He
I'll
has
put these
houses
guys
with
like
them.
in my medieval. I'll probably put this detective guy because I have a bunch of like detective minifigures.
Versus some people keep all of the minifigures based on.
Yeah, I usually separate them
series.
and then I'll put them where they go in my little scenes I have. And so the only ones I usually keep together is like the Marvel ones I had together. I even separated like the Disney ones in different areas. So I like collect, and I just know in my head that I have them all. Like this, I have all my animal guys like in a treehouse, and they're all costumed animal people in treehouses.
They need to be dusted.
So, but lately, like when the boxes, I've just been getting them on Bricklink and Germany. Germany's pretty quick and it's cheap for the shipping for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh, I used to love getting stuff from Hungary and Poland.
Oh,
I would get it faster from them than I would get
Canada,
it
right?
Canada Post, and usually
It's
cheaper.
so bizarre.
That's weird. Why is that?
I don't know. Canada's just it's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, so these are out officially out in January. So you can't really get these in Bricklink until January because it doesn't show up as an option.
They
right
will
now.
wait, and especially since Lego bottom, it's even worse now. So
Yeah. Lego Ideas Pirate Treasure Chest, 10,000 supporters.
Opens.
It opens up like that.
Open like a
That's
map.
cool.
That's cool.
There was actually something at Brick Slopes. There was a guy, I think he was one of the Lego Master contestants. He had this Lord of the Rings mock display, and it was micro like this, but it was like a whole map, and the little sections of Lord of the Rings, like the
Yeah.
Galdazor,
Yeah,
like the different areas,
Yeah.
and
Mordor.
and like the
Yeah.
where the white
The
castle
Shire.
thing is,
Cool.
and it looked pretty similar to this, and it was like all mapped out. So
I like this so much better than the Nintendo question cube. You know,
Oh, yeah.
that
which
opens up the
opens up
three
like this.
Zelda worlds or
Yeah.
whatever, or the
That's
3
true.
Mario
Yeah,
worlds.
Yeah.
I like this better.
yeah,
This is
nice.
cool.
I wonder if this will
10,000.
garner a yes or not. Oh, here's a better look at
It's cool.
they have the Unikitty.
By the way, how cool would this be if this was the Zelda Triforce opening up to show a Zelda world?
Oh,
Yeah.
Link's Adventure or something.
That'd be cool.
they might steal this idea.
Hey, they can have it. I want it. You know, I want to build everything.
So this is another
Oh, it's flat-ish.
It is
another mosaic
Yeah.
style, but this is parrots.
Hmm.
I don't know if
I
this
like
is
it, but I'm
something like it or not.
disappointed. I'll tell you why I'm disappointed. I thought that it was a picture, like one similar to the pixel art stuff. I thought it was a picture, the two birds on a black background, but they're two separate birds.
Oh.
So it's not in a frame. It's not
It's
like
not
the
in a
Spider-Man.
frame. What I've seen is
What would you do?
people.
Oh yeah,
I
you're right.
see.
Here it is.
Yeah, see,
Oh.
they're beautiful,
Hmm.
but I don't know if I want to hang them up separate. I wanted them together. But actually, this is looking pretty cool. Like if you got a nice little
Yeah, because they have a
area.
nice green background here with some
Yeah.
interesting.
We have very neutral walls here.
I wonder what the hanging mechanism on
Probably
the back
just like
is.
the wreath.
I think
Oh,
it.
Like the
I
hook
think
and
they're
eye.
using the Batwing. You know, the 89 Batwing piece, the hook piece they use for that. I think the hanger. I think they use that
okay.
because it's a really good piece. It's solid as long as you technically pin it in proper.
It's nice. Because again, it's the snot building. You don't see any studs, except only on the underside here.
Yeah.
So good technique. What else? Oh, so these are the winners.
I see.
I said earlier.
Maybe I'm a little old school. I like seeing studs sometimes, like a little bit, just to say, "Hey, see, it is Lego."
It is Lego. Avengers. Did you pick this up, or are you going to pick this up?
Okay, so I don't generally buy much in the way of the superhero stuff, just the odds and ends.
Yeah.
I didn't get the Bugle. I don't know.
Sanctum Sanctorum.
I have one in storage, but I don't. That was more of a investment than a build thing. But this, I mean, this is nice. But if I were to buy this, I'd want to build it. And if I'm going to build that, why don't I go back after the?
It'll be a slippery
the
slope.
Bugle is awesome. I mean,
It's gonna make you buy the Bugle and then
Definitely.
buy another shelf that has glass and find a place in your house to
see, I
put
don't
it
have.
in.
I don't have modulars in my collection. I have modulars for flip. I don't have any in my collection, and it's like I'm trying not to ever build some of these sets, but it's like I had 2 sets in the last year from the non-Lego companies, and they've been awesome. And I got another one coming from another one that no one's heard of before, and it's like when it shows up, it actually has a light kit too, and it's like,
Oh wow!
I know what this is going to do. It's going to make me want to start buying this stuff. And make it
No.
I don't have space to be building a city.
Lego Ideas No Man's Sky Radiant Pillar BC1.
I don't know the reference.
I don't. It's just I'm not sure if it's a video game or what this is, but it kind of looks like a Star Wars ship, but it also kind of looks like a mock too because of all the snot.
I wish I could say I'm familiar with No Man's Sky, but I'm not.
Yeah,
No.
it's interesting. What else do we have? Oh, so this was before they announced the winners. These were all the nominees for the Lego Ideas, and so the botanical one you see here, but there's some good ones. You see the Godzilla would have been cool.
A good Godzilla, I would love. Mega right now has just announced a Mega and a King Kong set from, I guess, whatever the most recent movie is. Oh, they are horrible examples of what Mega and
Oh,
Mattel.
no.
No, seriously, like they don't look good at all.
I'm surprised Taylor Swift didn't make it. Lover House. They keep coming up with Taylor Swift Lego ideas, 10,000 supporters, but it's not doing what BTS did. Maybe they figured that BTS didn't do as well. So.
Yes, I'm sorry. It's so bad. It's a part set. That's the way I look at it. I mean, it's still perpetually on sale at half price, right? I mean, did it actually
BTS
finally sell out at the
gang
Lego
didn't come
store?
out.
Animal Crossing, dude. This is what's going to bring my daughter back to Lego, I'm convinced, because she was into elves and the other theme, it was very, and Friends and some of those themes. And then she grew out of it. Animal Crossing, she loves that game.
They finally revealed the box art of these sets.
5 sets.
And 5 sets.
At least 5.
I think they're coming out in March.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the minifigures, of course.
Yeah.
They have like the Super Mario, these, I guess, I don't know what they're called, like the base plates that are like circular base plates that in the Super Mario sets. But we have so Justin's birthday party. Julian's birthday party. $14.99 in the US, so probably like 20 bucks Canadian. I don't know. Is he's a unicorn, I guess? Yeah. Julian's a unicorn. The builds are pretty simple, right? It looks 4+. But yeah, the draw for me would be the minifigures.
Bunny's outdoor activities.
Bunny's looks like
something from Squid Games.
Yeah, I guess.
Just saying.
The nice torso. You get an Argyle sweater there. Bunny, roasting marshmallows. Captain's Island Boat Tour. So you get 2.
Is that a cat?
I'm not sure if it's a cat or a squirrel. And this is
a parrot.
Oh yeah, I guess it's a bird. Yeah, I was gonna say like a frog, but
I think all those figures are going to be immensely popular.
Yeah,
it's kind of bringing the Fabuland back.
Well, that's the biggest gripe that people have with this theme. It's like people have been asking for Fabuland to come back forever. Mm-hmm. They won't bring it back for whatever reason. But then, the license theme they'll bring in. It's like, guys, you had Fabuland in your back pocket all this time.
This one is Isabel's house. So a dog and a fox, maybe. So yeah, these sets are.
I wish there was one large set,
This one is larger, $75, but it's only 535 pieces. I guess it's a cat.
All the figs are knocked out of the park. New molds for the heads, nice prints.
Oh, Nook's Cranny and Rosie's house. So I wonder if the actual houses are the houses in the game. If these are like canon or just any design, I don't even know.
I would hope they've lifted, from the game.
Yeah, the designs. But yeah, that's the 5th. I guess that's the biggest one. This is the biggest one. So each set has different minifigures. There's no duplicates.
Yeah, no overlap.
Which is smart on their part if they want them to buy.
You want them all? You got to buy them all. And I want that one right there, that dinosaur set.
This looks like one of your alternate builds. Like I would see this in as one of your.
Well, I have the dinosaur museum, whatever, the idea set, the 3 or 4 dinosaurs. But of course, Lego Ideas screwed that setup too, because they didn't do all the dinosaurs in the original submission. But there's been a bunch of these great sets that, 1 or 2 Jurassic Park sets, and then this set, and then that idea set, and a bunch of them would just look really good all together, displayed together. They're very fitting as a theme.
And I think we went through that one from last week. But so Rick, what are you up to this weekend?
So, turkey tomorrow at my mommy's. It's weird to say that at my age, but yes, my
No, but
mommy.
it's sweet.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh no,
We're
we
going to
do.
my mommy's, so
Yeah, we do the two. That's the thing. It's the two turkey days, and
yeah,
then it's not that I neglect my mom, but I only get to see her a few times a year, and
yeah.
this is our big deal. It's not about the money.
She's
we
in
spend.
Toronto. Or are
Yeah,
you going somewhere? Okay.
actually, a town of Weston, so 9 kilometers away from where I am near Yorkdale.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
On a warm summer day, I have walked there, so
Yeah.
it's not that
What are we
far.
up to?
Yeah, Christmas, I guess. It's gonna be the
Hayden
shortest.
has his last basketball.
Oh, I forget about that tomorrow. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
It's gonna be a winter solstice, so I'm just, I count down to that, and then I eagerly anticipate each additional light second that we're given every day. I'm very light driven, call it. Otherwise, I really don't want to get any more sick than this.
Well, make sure you bone up on your vitamin D.
Seriously, I know. I need to do that for sure.
I am so convinced that's the biggest reason we get so ill once the sun disappears.
Yeah. It's
Vitamin D.
Yeah.
for sure.
Rick, before we sign off, what would you like to plug? Plug away.
All bricks count. Where is it? Right there.
And we can find you on YouTube.
Everything.
What's everything?
I stream, dude. I at the same time, actually, 2 streams back when I built this guy, I streamed on Instagram at the same time as everything else. So, YouTube, Facebook, 2 or 3 Facebook groups, Twitter, which is also X now. I stream on Kick. So yeah, I stream 7 streams normally at the same time, and then sometimes now Instagram, because you can do Instagram from StreamYards. It's kludgy. You have to set it up on Instagram, then go into StreamYards, take the stream key. Yeah, and it only lasts an hour.
All bricks count on all the platforms.
Everywhere.
Nice.
Everywhere, guys.
And we're gonna start saying our goodbye.
Yeah. So again, thanks so much for hanging out with us on. Thanks to all those who also dropped by and commented, including Armand, Red Coat Kyle, Haley Bricks, Howie Stuff, Cooking Cliff, Our Toy World, Greg Dillon, Rick Maniac, JDP Builds, Big Nate Bricks, and JB Awesome. Until next Friday, which will probably be the last.
I'm just gonna see if there is anyone to.
Who's the next guest? Do we know?
It'll be AZ Pinoy next Friday. So, that's like a spoiler. We've never said that before.
We have.
Have we?
But I forget how to. Oh, here, redirect. I want to see if there's anyone that we can redirect to.
This is like twitchy.
Oh, we can redirect to Mayo.
Oh, we just.
So Mayo is on.
Sounds good.
Well, Mayo's on right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna. Did you know about this? The redirect. It's similar to rating.
Yeah.
So you can redirect to another channel. So after we sign off, everyone in our chat is gonna go to the next.
Have a Merry Christmas, Rick and family.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for hanging out today.
Oh,
or tonight.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. But until next time. We say it every week, but Merry Christmas and bye.
For real, Merry Christmas and bye.
I know.